No, I have a two key. I gave them copies.
Then why are you telling me that you could not get into your condo for 2 weeks?
Because I don't know the time I was asking them what are they going to fix for me, and they don't want to tell me.
I'm confused. Were you locked out of your condo for 2 weeks?
Yes.
Why? Your key did not work?
I told them, I said, I said I want information to tell me how are you going to
Zio, did your key work?
No, my key is no longer work on my own door.
So that's why you could not get into your condo. Your key stopped working.
They might have been doing some form of remediation, Tom, like getting rid of, drywall that had asbestos or something.
But how did they keep her out? Did they change the locks? Zio, did they change the locks?
Because I have two keys. One on top on the top is a deadbolt. Basically, I don't have.
Okay.
I don't have key for
that.
And
they locked the deadbolt.
Yeah.
And you could not get in?
Yeah.
Okay.
And,
are you in your condo now?
Yeah, after 2 weeks, and they told me after 2 weeks, they said everything's fixed, and they asked me to sign a release to say I am satisfied with work. And I told them,
Suzanne's, let me just jump in here just to help Tom out. Suzanne's been dealing with her yesterday and about a month ago. Here's the issue that's going on right now. The work is done. They want her, and they being the HOA, to sign a release that I think she emailed over to us, but I haven't seen it yet. Maybe Kelly can get to it. She does not want to sign the release. I'm not sure why, but she is also selling her property, and that's why Frank should come in. She thinks she should disclose all this work. Her realtor and her attorney, whoever that is saying just sign the release and don't disclose it. Did I say that correctly?
Zia?
They did not say not to disclose, but they want me to sign the release. But I told them I do not want to sign release because I want my buyer to know all this is happening, because I don't want my buyer thinking I'm dishonest by
Hey, Zio, does the release require you to keep it confidential?
No.
Then why can't you sign the release? That has nothing to do with telling the seller. You can sign what the HOA wants is just to know that you're satisfied. Why can't you sign that?
Because I am not satisfied.
Okay. Let's get right to that issue. We have two issues. Whether you disclose it or not is up to you. They can't tell you not to disclose it. But Frank, if she had a sewer leak that was fixed by the HOA, does she have to disclose that?
That would be considered an adverse material fact, Tom. So I would say something like that would need to be disclosed.
Okay. Now, Zio, what about the work that you're not satisfied about? What are you not satisfied about?
Because my home buyer inspection still found a leak under the kitchen.
Is asking for what?
Because they said on the release that everything is fixed, but on my home buyer, home buyer did inspection, they still found a leak under the kitchen sink.
Okay, got it. So your inspector, the buyer's inspector, found a leak, and then you're not signing the release. But here's the question: is the leak they found connected to the sewage leak that they fixed, or is it your problem? It could be your problem. Is it a different leak, or is it the same kind of leak?
During this fix, they fixed my kitchen faucet. So,
well, why would they fix your kitchen faucet? The HOA has nothing to do with your kitchen faucet. I can see where they would fix the sewer, but why would you want them to fix your kitchen?
No. Because that whole thing was connected. Because when they fix the kitchen, when they try to put all the work together, like to do the asbestos removal.
Hey, and Tom, real quick, she's selling the property. There is no lease. She owns it.
No, leak. I said, yeah. I get it.
I got you.
Mark, here's what I don't understand. She said it was a sewer leak, and they were coming in to fix it.
I agree with you 100%. I don't know what the sink leak has to do with anything. And more importantly,
unless she said, I think she went on to say that they found asbestos and had to do that's why she was locked out for 2 weeks, by the way. Now I know. They found asbestos. So when they were fixing it, she had to leave. She comes back and there's still a leak under the sink. What I want to know is, did they mess with the kitchen sink? They may not be responsible for that.
I don't know, but let's not forget she hired an attorney, and the attorney is telling her to sign the release. That's the part I'm a little baffled at.
Why don't you just get a plumber to check your sink and fix it? It can't be that expensive.
No, it's not about this. It's about I want because HOA do not want to give me any information for what they repaired, and
so you don't want to sign something because you're not sure what they did.
Yes.
So you want information on the repair before you sign it. Is that the only thing? What else are you looking for, really? Are you selling that for a profit?
No, it's actually because all this, I am not selling for profit.
Are you losing money?
Yes.
You know what? Fix It'll go out to her house for $39. Licensed plumber to your house to figure out what's going on. $39 will probably answer this question.
Here's what I want to know, Zio. How much did you buy? How long have you lived in that condo?
Almost 2 years now. And
what did you pay for it?
$255,000.
Okay. And how much are you selling it for? I'm just trying to figure out your loss. What are you selling it for?
No, right now selling the price is $265.
You're selling it for $265.
Yeah.
Okay. And you're losing money?
Well, yeah, she's got fees for the realtors probably, right?
Okay, so I can't speak to that as to whether that's because of the leak or not. I don't really know, Zio, but I think you need to hire an attorney. We can't help you. If you don't want to sign the release, we can't make
Tom, she has an attorney.
And he told her to sign it.
No, the thing is, no, I do not have an attorney now, but I just want to know, so do I need, because I don't have any repair list from the HOA.
Okay, Zio, I don't, okay. But why did your attorney say to sign it or not? That's a yes or no. Did he tell you to sign it or not, or she?
Because she
did she tell you to sign it or not?
Yes, she said if we sign this release, we can help close this deal.
Okay, and you don't want to. I don't know what to do.
Yeah.
Well, here's the other thing. Isn't closing today?
Yeah. I can't help you, Zio. I can't.
Yeah.
I can't. If your buyer, listen, I can't help you. Why do you care? If your buyer's willing to buy it and you disclose the damage, why do you not? No. You sign that release, you're gone. The seller can't hold you responsible. Why do you care? Why do you care? Let's say they didn't do something correctly. You told your buyer about the problem. You signed a release saying you were satisfied. Who's going to come? Why do you care? Why do you care about the list of repairs?
Okay, the thing is, we haven't disclosed.
All right, we have to take a break. Okay, you got to disclose it. You said you didn't disclose it, yet you just told me you were taking a loss because of all of these problems. I'm sorry, we're done with this. I'm Tom Martino.
Lost in the health insurance maze? Don't go through that alone. Integra Insurance will be your guide, and they'll save you money. I'm consumer advocate Tom Martino, and I can tell you firsthand, Medicare is complicated, especially when it comes to choosing a supplemental plan. And I couldn't have done it without the help of Integra Insurance. They can help you too. Don't go through that alone. You pay nothing more to have.
10 seconds here, Tom. We got Mark on the line ready for you.
303-466-5500. That's 466-5500 or IntegraInsurance.com.
GenesisTotalExteriors.com is a company I've known for more than 20 years. Mark Szymanski's the owner. And the benefit of dealing with Genesis, they do everything on the outside of your house, from roofing, gutter, siding, windows, doors, fences, decks, railings, painting. And here's the other thing. They do stucco. They're stucco experts. And I have a question. When you have damages to siding, you don't have to go back to the same siding. You can just go to stucco, right? I mean, can you switch over? And what are the benefits of stucco, Mark?
No, you sure can. In fact, it's a great time to switch over. You know, if you have a wood siding or even man-made siding, we can go right over the top. We put a vapor barrier on. And then we do, then we can just go on top of your existing siding, and gives you a little bit better insulation factors. But the great thing about stucco is once you do it, you're done. You know, you're not going to have any bird penetrations. You're not going to have any rotting. As long as you like your color of your stucco, you never have to change it, and you're done. You'll never have to do anything on the outside of your house again regarding the walls.
So it's pretty hardy stuff, is what you're saying.
When we're done, it's a half-inch think of concrete on the outside of your house. And so no birds penetrate it. Back in the days when they used styrofoam there, we don't use styrofoam.
Right.
We're strictly hard coat. Strictly hard coat. So there's no bird penetration, no pecker holes, no finches. Nothing gets through this.
Great. So when someone has that existing already, that means you can fix that damage and make it stronger.
You bet. We do fix a lot of houses that have the EFA system.
Yes.
You know, it's the styrofoam, and it's a very thin layer of concrete on the top of that.
Yes.
And it was a bad system because there was a lot of water got in. We usually have to go in there and replace a lot of OSB behind it because it's all rotten. And we do that too, and get you back to ship shape. When you go through a home inspection, those stucco inspectors are very, very difficult to deal with. And we take care of all those problems. GenesisTotalExteriors.com, 303-679-8509. Okay, let's talk about John Fuller. He is an attorney who takes care of personal injuries. He's an accident expert. And when I say expert, I mean that. He talks to you free of charge up front. If you decide to hire him, he works on a percentage fee basis. And you will talk to him about your case. He gives you his cell phone to call or to text at any time. That's the way he handles things. He is pledged to make his law firm only the size at which he can handle each and every case. You'll notice the difference when you call. No call centers, no people that you have to talk to on the intake side. He decides with you if it's a good fit. Get your free legal advice. Call him and see if you want someone to represent you personally for your personal injury. 303-597-4500. 303-597-4500. myaccidentlawyer.co. Okay, Frank.
Hey, Frank.
Hey, buddy.
Hey, you know kind of the good news on that call, and Tom, you too. If there was asbestos, now there's no longer asbestos, so I don't even look at it as a negative. I get you got to disclose it, but I would disclose it in a way there was asbestos, it's been 100% abated, and now it's better than it was before.
Yeah, and Mark, the property disclosure gives you an opportunity to say that anyway. You can put any comments about any disclosure you have from before, and the property disclosure in sections will say, do you know of any problems ever existing, not just now existing, but ever existing? She could just explain it on there too.
Yeah, and she had Suzanne on the phone for a half hour last night.
Oh, man.
She just wouldn't stop.
So what do you think? We shouldn't waste our time, right?
Well, I mean, she's supposed to close today. If she doesn't sign the release, what the hell is she going to do?
But why does she care about the repairs? That's the problem. Oh, she didn't disclose it, she said.
And the sink issue.
Yeah.
For $39, she can figure out that sink issue.
Well,
if they'll go to a condo. They might not.
But Mark, does her agent have knowledge of these things at all?
I can't imagine. That poor agent might have hung himself already, so I don't know.
Oh, boy. Because, if they know that, they need to disclose that to the buyer before they close. I mean, my gosh.
I would assume they're doing what's right. But like I said, if I had to, just hearing half the conversation with Suzanne and her last night, Suzanne must have said, okay, well, we're running into a restaurant now. I got to let you go. You call in tomorrow morning. And then she would say something else. And 5 minutes later, we'd be back in the same boat. It was crazy.
Oh, boy. Yeah, that's a heck of a thing, Mark. Disclosure is a big, big deal. It's, in fact...
Yeah, but once again, I don't think I look at it as a benefit. If I was the buyer, I would look at, there's no negative here that I know of. It had asbestos. Now it's been fully abated. That's great, right?
Yeah. And see, the way the contract is, the buyer has the right to terminate based on the seller's new disclosure. But they have to disclose that to him right away. So the buyer has on the earlier either 5 days or upon the day of even closing, they could actually technically terminate the deal if they don't have disclosure. And they're just finding out today.
Yeah, then it's up to them.
Yeah, exactly.
15 seconds here, guys.
Trajan Wealth, K-House Studios. Trajan Wealth, your trusted local fiduciary advisors. TrajanWealth.com. 630 K-How, an iHeartRadio station.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. Frank Duran, the real estate man. So I want to ask you on this closing. Let's say she signs the release, and the HOA didn't do a great job, but she was satisfied. And she doesn't know about the internal workings of the HOA's repair. Then she says to the seller, this has been done. How much does she have, the buyer, how much does she have to tell the buyer?
The entire thing, Tom.
Like what? Like, what do you mean the entire thing?
Well, the seller's property disclosure, it gives a section where you put comments, right? So you'll say, okay, something happened.
Sewer leak fixed by the HOA?
And then there's a comment section where you explain exactly what happened.
And would you say the HOA fixed it or took the responsibility? That's what I would say.
Yeah, that's what you say. HOA took responsibility for further information taught to HOA too. Just give them that option.
I would say the HOA took responsibility and I signed a release. That release does not go to the next owner. If the next owner finds that there's a defect in what they did, that release does not cover that buyer.
Yeah, you're right.
So that buyer can take action, say to the HOA, guess what? You never fixed this correctly. So Zio, you're really making trouble. I would disclose it to your buyer. Now, if you believe your buyer's going to back out, I mean, today's closing, I don't even understand how you went this far without disclosing it. And there's a leak under the sink. Big freaking deal. I mean, it could be nothing. You're going about this all wrong. First, you get an expert in there, you should have, to inspect, to see. What do you care about a list of everything they did? You're making it more difficult than you need to. I call that bye-bye. Patrick. I'm Tom Martino, and everyone listening, 303 Martino's the number, or 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. So what's going on with you, Patrick?
All right. Well, a little backstory. I had a court yesterday, which my dog was in the Foothills Animal Shelter on confinement because...
On consignment?
No, confinement.
Oh, confinement. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Patrick.
So in June, and I'm staying at a friend's house in Lakewood. I used to live up in the mountains. In June, my dog bit somebody serving papers on my friend's house.
Good. So I'm just kidding. Okay, so your dog bit a process server. Keep going.
Right. So we got one incident there. So he was quarantined for 10 days and no more incidents, etc. And then just in October, he was in the front and he was running around. And a neighbor said got by his house, so he shooed him away. He says he wasn't aggressive at all. But then the neighbor came over to knock on the door to let us know that he was out because I didn't know he was out. I mean, he was under my truck in front at the time. And then my dog got between him and the backyard. He went to pet him, and he attacked him.
Now, hold on, Patrick. The first time with the process server, when was that?
That was in June.
And then what was the second time?
October 14th.
And, okay. It was just a neighbor.
Right. And it was on private property, both times.
It doesn't matter. You're not supposed to have a vicious dog. So what happened then after that? Is that when they confined your dog?
So after that, the animal control called me. They kept saying, we need to talk to you, we need to talk to you, we need to talk to you. So a few days later, I said, hey, I'm home now. You can come talk to me. And they just came over with 6 cops and took the dog and then gave me a summons and they left.
Right. And so the dog is where now?
Well, hopefully he's still alive. He's at Lakewood or Foothills Animal Shelter.
Okay. So what are you calling about now?
So I had to go to court for a hearing on the matter. And what happened so far, the court case is not over. It's open. There's no pleadings. There's no verdicts. There's no rulings.
Yeah, but you were charged with harboring a vicious dog or what?
Yes. So they said to me yesterday at court that if I can't pay the $675 fees that it costs to house him at Foothills, that they put him in their mandatory, then Foothills is going to own him, and then they're going to euthanize him right away. And my court case isn't over, so I can't appeal that. It's a living animal, etc.
I don't know what the laws are on you being responsible for. Listen, first of all, let me just say something. Patrick, I understand it has to do with the dog, and we're not just talking about personal property, and I would be upset too. However, I don't know what the law says about you being responsible for the housing of that dog. I don't think it's inappropriate that they took the dog, okay? It's the second time the dog did it, something like this. It's not inappropriate. The second, however, once they took the dog, I don't understand about the charges. And how long has it been there that you owe $675? Were you charged for the first time he was confined?
He wasn't confined the first time, only the second time.
Oh. Okay.
And it's been 30 days and it costs $675. There's a couple of little things here that really they're not okay. I understand that they took the dog, and that really, I understood that. But the fact that they're able to take my property before the case is over and any judgment is filed and say that they own him now because I couldn't pay.
Yeah, they're two separate issues, okay? One is the criminal thing, and the other one is a lien. Literally, they're putting a lien on.
I liened my UCC 3 months ago, my all caps name.
You what?
I liened my own name already. I have superior title to that. I have interest in that. I submitted that to the court.
What does that have to do with leaning? What do you mean leaning your own name? What are you talking about?
He's saying he put a lien on basically, I guess where he's going around to is his dog. So therefore he owns
Oh, that's not true.
Else.
Okay, first of all, Patrick,
like
you're watching too much. You're watching too much Perry Mason. Here's the bottom line, okay? They have a right. They have a right to take your dog for boarding. Okay? That's separate.
Understood.
That's separate from the crime. Separate. Totally separate. So you're right. They're doing a civil action before the criminal action is over. They have a right to do that. If I was, I don't know how to give you an analogy, but what's happening is they want you to pay for board. And the criminal charge will go on. And even if it was found that your dog was not vicious, the fact that they took it is separate. At the end, let's just say you had the money to pay for. Let me just finish, Patrick. Please let me finish.
All right.
If you had the money to pay for boarding and you went through the criminal case, you would have one of two outcomes. They would say to you, Patrick, your dog is not vicious, and you get your dog back. Or two, your dog is vicious and they destroy it. Those are the two outcomes. Right now, you have something that happened before that, and that is a civil case which takes the dog as property. It has nothing to do with the other case, and they are not obligated to keep the dog alive until the end of the case.
How did they a civil case without my knowledge?
What?
Well, I was charged with the criminal aspect. I asked the judge, I said, is this criminal or civil? Judge said it's criminal. He never said anything about civil.
Well, no, the civil part came afterwards for the cost of the boarding.
Why would I lose my property and be required to pay that if I never agreed to it? See,
that's what I have. That's the one question I have, Patrick. Do they have a right to charge you for board of this dog if he was taken from you involuntarily? That's a matter of law, and I don't know the law on it. I don't. We'd have to contact. What jurisdiction is this?
Lakewood, Jefferson County.
Well, we're going to have to, Patrick, that's the one question. Do they have a right to make you pay the board? I don't know that. I don't know it. And we'd have to ask an attorney. I don't even know what attorney to call. I don't.
Break when you get a chance.
Hold on. I got to take a break. Mark, can you think of an attorney that might be able to handle this for him? Because I'm not sure.
We can ask Lazare about it.
I don't... No, but it's more of an animal law thing. Like, if a dog is taken because he's vicious or suspected of being vicious, the question...
I go back to Lazare. I'm sure he has done something with the dog at some point, don't you think?
I don't know. Maybe. Well, let's ask him. But if there's an animal rights dog, so to speak, or an animal attorney, and I know there were some in the past. I know some of them are nutty as hell. But if we can find one, it would help. 888heating.com. Think about it. These people do indoor air quality, and this month, they will do duct cleaning for $700 no matter how large your system is. They're good, honest people. Plus, of course, they have high-efficiency units that can save you money. 303-770-2776.
This is Denver's Talk Station with Michael Brown in the morning and Dan Kaplis in the afternoon. 630 KHOW, Denver. Now, Impact Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Blindster.com.
Calming down throughout the Denver Metro for your 10 o'clock commute. One incident into downtown, I-25 southbound before 20th Street. We did have a stall off on the right shoulder. Now we have a crash off on the left shoulder with stop-and-go traffic back from I-70. We're seeing about 2 minutes of delays. Up on the northeast end, I-270 westbound, your usual congestion through Commerce City at Vasquez with slow traffic back from I-70. Fox 31, pinpoint weather, partly cloudy skies out there today with a high of 68 degrees. Overnight low of 39. Tomorrow, high 64. Friday, high 61. Overall, we're seeing temperatures drop throughout the week. The current temperature is 58 degrees. With your Impact Traffic and Weather, Mark Swan, 630 KHOW.
Hi, I'm Kyle at Blindster.com.
10 seconds, Tom.
Custom window treatments, including faux wood blinds and shutters, all at prices less than retail. Plus, we'll send you free samples before you buy. Don't hire an expensive pro. Do it yourself and save big at Blindster.com.
If you want to save money in plumbing, I'm going to tell you something, and I want you to put it to the test. You won't get a water heater cheaper than EuroPlumbingColorado.net. Good quality water heaters at the lowest prices. $12.99 starting, $13.99 for a 50-gallon tank. The old one taken away. And listen to this. Prices are going up slightly after the first, so call them EuroPlumbingColorado.net, and they'll save you money with any plumbing issue. Put them to the test. 303-668-6844. 668-6844. Now, let's talk about Red Rocks Roller Rocks. Red Rock Solar Rocks. Red Rock, that's it. I said it right this time. Red Rock Solar Rocks. What do I mean by that? They're a great company for solar. You know, finally we have some great companies for solar. Red Rocks is one of them. Red Rocks Roof and Solar. They will do, listen to this, a guaranteed activation date. Meaning, if your system is not ready when they say it will be, they pay you for the power it would have produced. So they don't blame you or the power company or someone for delays. And they are good people, locally owned and operated. They're very experienced sales installation service. 303-704-2449. That's 303-704-2449. RedRocksRS.com. Need some extra money? Let's go to DavidEllisJewelry.com. What does David Ellis do? Well, of course he sells jewelry. He's a jewelry store, DavidEllisJewelry.com. But he'll buy your precious metals, whether they're in a bundled mess, mismatched earrings, broken watches, or you have used or antique jewelry. Depending on the condition, he will buy it. So look for David Ellis Jewelry, 3rd and Clayton in Cherry Creek. And here's the number, 303-322-8779.
Go.
Okay. I'm so happy.
You take anything and make it look good. You've done that so many times. My gosh, I was like, I can't even believe this. That's so funny.
Frank, come on. No need to kiss butt. Hey, Frank.
Hey, Mark.
That 3rd week of December, I'm putting your order together right now.
Mark, I can barely hear you.
You can't hear me?
Yeah, now I can.
The 3rd week of December, the radio calendar this month's kind of funky. So it starts on the 27th of November. So December is actually 5 weeks going through the new year. It starts. So the 27th will be normal, the week of. The 4th will be normal. Then we're not going to do any lives or anything for the rest of the year. Kind of what we already talked about.
Yeah, good enough. I think we did that last year too, didn't we?
I don't remember. Most likely.
Yeah. That'll work, Mark. I appreciate that. Sorry, Tom. My stomach's growling. It's the superfood.
What is it?
Mark, superfood. Check it out. Dr. Schultz. He has. He has
the
a variety.
Shoe guy?
The shoe guy? No, no. Dr. Schultz, and they call him the Herb Doc.
Got it.
HERBDOC.com or something.
Hey,
like
Mark,
that.
are we getting Lazara? Okay.
I didn't tell her to get Lazare. Try to get Lazare up, Kelly, if you can. What's the website, Frank?
It should be HERBDOC.com. If that doesn't work, just Google superfood. It'll come up. Dr. Schultz.
All right, 15 seconds, guys.
Tests, and our factory puts it all together. The spa you want is the spa we built. Wind River Spas, built in Colorado for Colorado.
Denver's talk station. Online at khout.com.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Joe Lazar is on with us. I want to ask him a question. Joe, often when we have crime, we have civil actions that take place, forfeitures of property and the like. In this case, Patrick's dog was confiscated, and he was issued a ticket for harboring a vicious animal. Now, the court case for the vicious animal is still ongoing. And let's say it won't be adjudicated for a month or 2 or 3. Meanwhile, the shelter, the cops took the dog to the shelter. And the shelter is saying, if you don't pay for the expenses of boarding this animal, we now take ownership of the animal, like a lien, I guess, and then we're going to either adopt it out or destroy it, but most likely, because if they deem it's vicious, they're going to destroy it. Now, that's a civil action. He's saying that's unfair for a couple reasons. First, it's unfair because the criminal action is still ongoing. The second reason, he never agreed to pay for board. I don't know if you've ever handled anything like this. How would you weigh in on this?
Yeah, so years and years ago, I did the Rollo case, which was the big dog case coming out of Arvada Municipal Court.
Yes, I remember that, yes.
Yes. So I did that case, and they can seize the dog and hold it in a facility, and you are responsible for that. If this is a first dog bite, he can petition to get the dog
No, it was the
returned.
second. It was the second.
Okay. So if it's a second, it's going to be held during that time frame while the case is being adjudicated. And then if he's found guilty, the question then becomes, are they seeking to put down the dog, and can the dog be rehabilitated, or can the dog be returned back to the home in a safe environment, which means you're taking the steps necessary.
But here's what I want to know. Can they make him, is he responsible under these conditions for the board?
And I haven't done a ton of cases. Just Rollo was probably the last one. And it's my understanding, yes, she paid. She paid that fee. And that was part of the board.
I just saw this. Rollo, the dog, walks free after months in a kennel, thanks to the genius work of her attorney. No, it didn't say that. But anyway, but it said that she had to pay all costs. Yeah. So I imagine that.
Hey, I'm just curious now. What is this Rollo? Did it bite somebody? What was the case, Joe?
It did. It was a German Shepherd that bit a lady out in the street. It was.
Did she deserve it?
Well, she deserved being charged. But
he means did the woman deserve to be bitten? Did she agitate the dog?
Yeah, that's what I meant.
No, not at all. Yeah, no, not at all. She did not provoke it. And then Arvada wanted to put the dog down, and that was the biggest issue. And so that was.
She was still guilty for the dog bite, Mark. She was. That was the punishment, however, of death was not that. That's what they were arguing. Should the dog die? So, is that the first time you defended a dog?
Yes.
Did that set a precedent?
It was a huge case. I mean, if you recall, there was media from all over the country.
Yeah, she was convicted. She was convicted, but the dog, what Joe argued, the dog shouldn't get capital punishment, basically.
Yeah. There's a 2-day sentencing on whether or not the dog should die.
That is pretty cool, Joe. And, Mark has Nico, technically not a German Shepherd, right? Is Nico a German Shepherd?
No, he's 100%.
Oh, I thought he was a Malinois. I'm sorry. Yeah. So Nico looks like Nico, so you would, it would touch you. But, okay, so Joe, in this case, though, the seriousness of this, he doesn't have the money to pay. I have a sneaky suspicion, Joe, that here's what I think. I think they don't want to have to work a lot for this criminal case. And I think they pulled this civil case and rushed it and asked him to pay up, knowing he couldn't pay and figuring that's the easy way to get the dog put down. I'm serious, but they have probably a right to do that. But that's my suspicion.
It makes sense. I mean, obviously.
All right, break when you can, Tom.
All right, I got to take a break. But that's Joe Lazzara for your criminal defense, flat rate pricing, and always free consultations up front. 303-429-6200. More right after this.
Now,
Mark, we know
Impact
they do
Traffic.
stuff like this.
This report is sponsored by Pfizer.
Calming down throughout the Denver Metro for your 10 o'clock commute. One incident into downtown, I-25 southbound before 20th Street. We did have a stall off on the right shoulder. Now we have a crash off on the left shoulder with stop-and-go traffic back from I-70. We're seeing about 2 minutes of delays. Up on the northeast end, I-270 westbound, your usual congestion through Commerce City at Vasquez with slow traffic back from I-70. Fox 31, pinpoint weather, partly cloudy skies out there today with a high of 68 degrees. Overnight low of 39. Tomorrow, high 64. Friday, high 61. Overall, we're seeing temperatures drop throughout the week. The current temperature is 58 degrees. With your Impact Traffic and Weather, Mark Swan, 630 KHOW.
Beware if you...
10 seconds, Tom. You're coming next.
Hospitalization from RSV, respiratory syncytial virus. Not all dangers come with warning labels. Talk to your pharmacist or doctor about getting vaccinated against RSV today. Learn more at bewareofrsv.com.
So what are you doing tomorrow night, Mark? What are you doing? What are you doing tomorrow night? Quick. Our seminar, our informational meeting at Sheridan DTC. By the way, it's about retiring securely and safely. And it may not be the end all for everyone, but you won't know until you show up and ask questions. That's what I love about these. You can ask questions and hear a legitimate presentation on a retirement plan that can help you with all guarantees and no risks at all. Okay? It's all in writing. 303-779-6600. Reserve your ticket for 6:30, no cost to you. 303-779-6600. All right. Having said that, let's talk about Retirement Planning Center of the Rockies, another service that we know and endorse, and they will meet with you at any time you need to know about retirement or just getting ready for retirement if you're a very early age. Now, listen, in addition to having elements of a retirement plan, even if you have an annuity or an IRA or a pension or whatever you have, Retirement Planning Center of the Rockies helps you plan ahead to spend those down in a way that will keep you having income for the rest of your life. They also help you with long-term care, using the best use of your equity, estate planning. They refer you to people on a referral list and walk you through the process. They're the quarterback of your retirement plan. And I use them. They're a sponsor of this show, and you can trust them. They'll meet with you as many times as it takes for you to feel comfortable with them. And there's no charge to meet. And then when you hire them, the charges are mostly built into various things. They let you know. They're totally disclose everything. The fees are small and minor compared to what they save you. 970-663-3211. Meet with them. See if you're satisfied. 970-663-3211. A free consultation on your entire plan. rpcenter.com. Elite Garage Floors, they're the people. No money down, guaranteed lowest price, guaranteed for life. EliteGF.com. What they will do is give you a price up front. They'll stick to it. They'll never take a dime until you're 100% satisfied. 720-939-2448. And Compass Insurance, still doing insurance comparisons to make sure you're not overinsured, underinsured, paying too much. It's all free from a good company, and it's unbiased. 303-996-9000. And get your ducts cleaned for just, listen to this, $700 no matter how large the system is. 888heating.com, your indoor air quality experts. 888heating.com, 303-770-2776.
As an FYI, Tom, you'll have about a minute once we come back.
Okay.
I don't believe it. I think you've got the clock all wrong, Dragon.
Shut up.
Well, it's
I
Mark's
have not
fault.
seen Tom late in months.
must have 2 years of experience leveraging AWS public cloud to set up hybrid infrastructure to support applications, web and database servers, and storage using CI/CD tools for automation, faster and efficient code deployments, and ad hoc activities including use of Jenkins and GitLab, utilizing scripting languages and configuration management tools for development and systems engineering of servers and processes to maintain consistency and performance, including use of Python, Shell, Ansible, or Terraform, leveraging containers for independent scaling of architecture design applications to reduce resource costs, and using microservices-based architecture for speed and improving developer productivity. Hybrid office and remote work arrangement is available. Salaries depend on geography, experience, and education. Negotiations begin at $152,069 per year. Please apply at charter.com. Reference code 2023-24780. Again, please apply at charter.com. Reference code 2023-24780.
Trust is the big issue when selling your home. Hi, it's Marty Lenz for Realtors Gay Ribble and Empower Home Team with Keller Williams. Your home is your largest asset, and having confidence that your agent genuinely cares about your best interests is vital to getting you top dollar for your home. Call the only team that I personally trust, Gay Ribble and Empower Home Team. They have helped 1,643 families, including mine, in the last year alone. Gay and Empower Home Team provide incredible service and communication, and you'll be blown away with their unique systems that get you the most money possible for your home. Who else is willing to sell your home at 100% of your asking price or pay you the difference? The Wall Street Journal has ranked Gay Ribble and Empower Home Team one of the top teams for families served in the Front Range. And I do as well. 833-453-SOLD. 833-453-SOLD. Go to gay, spelled G-A.
10 seconds, guys.
GayHasTheBuyers.com. Denver's talk station, 630 KHOW.
Hi, I'm Tom. What is your problem, question, or complaint? Give me a call. Let's go. Patrick, I gotta end up here, okay? Because here's the bottom line. I think they're pulling a fast one on you, but unfortunately, they have the right to do it because you owe that money. There's no way you can borrow that money anywhere. We're out of time.
Question.
Aren't we out of time? Are we out?
Yeah, you got about a minute. You got about 30
Oh, I didn't hear
now.
any. Okay. Patrick, listen, we're going to come back to you, but I'm telling you, it's going to be a losing battle if you don't have the money, okay? I want to know why someone should loan you that money, or I don't know, just hang on. Because if you don't have the money now, you won't have the money when the case is over. So it's going to end up the same no matter what. Even if he's innocent, you won't have the money and they'll take him and destroy him. It's a no-lose for them. It's terrible. It's just terrible. Can I have that box?
Oh, sure, will. It's all right. It's all right. I'm not going to wipe that up.
I'll get some paper towels.
Oh, shoot. Sorry, John. All right. No, brother, I'm good. Thank you for asking.
Daryl should have.
You feeling good, buddy? You look good. How many days a week you working out for?
Every other day, whatever it turns out.
We do ours in the morning, but it's mostly just like, well, we have it in our basement now, which is nice, thank God. But we got a nice little gym. Yeah, it's a real nice, and so that's the only time I could do it is in the morning. So, early. So, you know, my boy keeps me young though.
I work my ass off, buddy. Just.
But you know, discipline is compound interest. It's being consistent at it. That's the key. I say if I can get up early, start my day super early, then everything gets done that has to get done. Because then the day starts getting away from you if you don't. You know.
That's right.
Section 702, which allows law enforcement to track threats from foreign actors and terror groups. President Biden in San Francisco for the Asian Pacific Economic Summit. He's set to hold off-site meetings with China's leader, the first face-to-face talks in more than a year. Americans curbed their spending in October, the first time for the decline in 6 months. This is ABC News. An arrest in the death of American hockey player Adam Johnson, killed while playing in England last month. During a collision, an opposing player's leg goes up and his skate appears to slice Johnson's neck. He later died at the hospital. Police announcing an arrest on suspicion of manslaughter, but they have not revealed who was arrested, whether it was that opposing player or someone else. Back in Pennsylvania, where Johnson also played college hockey, tributes to the 29-year-old. The Penguins forming a circle in the arena, flicking their hockey sticks in Johnson's honor. His death already prompting change. Neck guards will soon be mandatory for hockey players in England. ABC's Derek Dennis. Thousands of Starbucks workers are planning a walkout tomorrow during Red Cup Day, a popular promotional event when Starbucks brings out holiday-themed reusable cups.
Coffee.
Union workers
Check my phone, so no.
refusing to bargain.
Although we always don't want anything, right? No.
I am good, brother. Thank you for asking. Thank you so much.
In more than 4 months. Bill Whitlock, ABC News.
It only takes a minute to find out if you may have prediabetes. And you can do it at doihaveprediabetes.org. But you're probably not going to. Nope. I'm sure you've got a perfectly good excuse. Kids, work. I get it. You're busy. So what better time than now? Let's begin. Raise one finger if you're a man. Ladies, none yet. Oh, counting your head if you're driving. Now, 3 more fingers for everyone over 60, 2 over 50, 1 over 40, 1 more if you're not physically active, another finger if anyone in your family has type 2 diabetes, another if you've got high blood pressure, if you're overweight, raise another finger, 2 if you're very overweight, and 3 if you're really overweight. You've just taken the world's first audio pre-diabetes test. And if you're holding up 5 or more fingers, visit doihaveprediabetes.org or talk to your doctor. There's no excuse because pre-diabetes can be reversed.
KL News Time, 11:03. Denver Public Schools hiring more staff to keep up with the influx of students from migrant families. According to school officials, over 2,000 migrant students have enrolled.
I'm still taking the baby stairs.
The school year, including 500 in October. The school's having trouble keeping up with the surge of new students and are especially looking for more bilingual and special education teachers. A teacher has been fired from Parker Core Knowledge.
What's he doing?
Biden took the baby stairs out of the plane.
Oh, of course.
Meeting with a world leader. Granted, you are in your own country, but you're meeting with a world leader.
How embarrassing.
Take baby stairs.
Totally embarrassing.
Is it closer to the office, you think?
No.
I mean, is it? I don't know how Air Force One is laid out, but I mean, is it closer?
It's in the back of the plane.
Right, but is it closer to where his office is? The living
I don't think that has
quarters?
anything to do with it. I think they just don't want to.
I'm trying to come up with some excuse.
Oh, God, yes.
Now, impact traffic. This report is sponsored by Blindster.com.
Calling you throughout the Denver Metro, 10 o'clock commute, 1 incident in the downtown, I-25 southbound before 20th Street. You have a stall off on the right shoulder, now with a crash off on the left shoulder, stopping the traffic after I-70, you see about 2 minutes of delay. Up on the northeast end, I-275, congestion, through Converse City, at that Clock 31, pinpoint weather, partly cloudy skies out there today with a high of 68 degrees. Overnight low of 39. Tomorrow, high 64. Friday, high 61. Overall, the week. Current temperature is 58 degrees.
My son has a studio in there. Have you ever seen?
No, that's cool. How's he doing?
Come here. Let me just. And it's free. But I will reward creativity. Anything to do with creativity. I don't consider it, like, I don't want to spend money on crap, right?
Yeah.
Like that kind of stuff?
Yeah. That's awesome. Sounds like he's doing good, though. That's good, man.
Still trying to find her.
Let's pray for her, man. How old is she now?
19.
19, okay.
No, 19 in March, sorry.
Okay.
Going to need to change that.
What helped Brennan, Tom, was he got involved in young
All right,
adults.
15 seconds here, guys.
$1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website. Bank. That's bank. Enter it now at khow.com. Inflation salvation on 630 KHOW.
Ripped off, bad news. You need advice so you don't have to lose. We'll come running just as fast as we can. Troubleshooter's gonna help the common man.
This is the Troubleshooter Show. Now, Tom Martino.
Hey, I'm Tom Martino. Welcome to the show. 303-713-TALK. 713-8255. Here to help you solve your problems, answer your questions, take your complaints, make your life a little easier. Yeah, we do it each and every day. We love doing it. This hour brought to you by waterpros.net. You've heard me say it before. I'll say it again. You will never find water systems that will purify and soften and make your water excellent for you and your health for less money ever. Waterpros.net, 303-862-5554. So, I'm going to finish with Patrick. Then we have Frank Duran, the real estate man, with us. If you want to text me, it's 57739. And I got a message, Mark. YouTube's up, right?
Yep.
Somebody said they couldn't find. Okay. So 57739. Put Tom there. It'll come right through to me. And we can talk about anything on there as well. You can ask questions. So Patrick had a problem where his dog was taken by police because it bit two people over a period of a few months. And whether or not the dog's vicious or not, most likely, by the way, with 2 dog bites, the dog's going to be found vicious. And then either the dog, they either, I don't know, there's certain things they can do. Many times they destroy the dog. In other cases, they may tell you to move. You got to get out of the jurisdiction or whatever. That's pending right now. But what Patrick's upset about is before that's even over, he may lose the dog because he can't pay for the board. And the cops took him to a shelter, and now the shelter says, pay up, or we take the dog. And if we take the dog, because of his history, we'll destroy the dog. That's where we stand. Now, I understand Patrick being upset, but he has to understand there's 2 separate things going on here. One is a criminal, and one is a civil. And he can't, I don't believe he can stop the civil penalty right now. He has to pay it. So, Patrick, you said you had a question. Go ahead.
Hello?
Yes, Patrick, go ahead.
All right, so you're missing the issue. It's totally incorrect on this. I can pay it. And if you let me give you a little more info, I can tell you why I didn't pay it the other day. But most importantly, the issue at hand right now is the lawyer we talked to, he said the case, once guilty, the dog could be put down. I know the dog is a likelihood of being put down, but I won't have that option at all because they're going to try to put him down today. I haven't had the courage to call yet.
Not if you pay
so
them. If you pay them, they won't.
I can pay them on Friday, but when they gave me the pay, when they said to pay, they said I had to pay $275. They gave me no certified court document saying what to pay. They gave me a fatal paper with a writing $275 marker on it, and that was it. So I would.
He's breaking up too much. You're breaking up, but okay. So the only thing I was wrong on is that you can pay. So pay it.
but my dog's going to die today.
Oh, they won't wait till Friday?
No.
That's weird.
So do I do a writ of mandamus? Do I do a stay of execution? How do I stall them so I can pay them on Friday? Because initially they said $275 and they changed it on me.
Well, it's a month wouldn't be $275. A month would be way more than that.
The judge said she lowered it because of she was being nice, but then they changed it. Either way, I can pay it, but I can't pay it till Friday.
All right, let's see if we can call them and get at least them to wait till Friday. I mean, for goodness sakes, waiting a couple days isn't going to hurt anything.
I tried.
Well, Patrick, maybe you ought to consider this. Do you think there's any way in hell that they're going to find in your favor for the court case?
With rehabilitation, it's possible. But what you should know is I even told the prosecutor at the beginning of this, I said, listen, I know the dog's got issues. I'm not totally against putting him down, but it's got to be in the right way. It's got to be, I don't want him to be in jail for 30 days and then they just kill him, which is what they're doing.
No, I know.
I said,
how long have you had the dog, Patrick? How long have you had the dog?
Since he was a puppy.
Well, how long is that? How old is he?
2 years.
And what kind of dog is he?
He's a St. Bernard Pit Bull mix.
That's a weird mix. Never saw that before.
His name is Average.
Oh, man, I feel bad for you. But listen, I'm going to have Deputy Doc call and see if he can maybe negotiate, or either him or Dollar, either one of them. I have a picture of this mix online. They're good-looking dogs. Is he the brown color or the black and white?
The light brown, fawn.
Fawn and white?
Yeah, like the light brown.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Okay, listen. The dog's got a problem, though, biting two people,
I understand, but it's just not fair what they're doing right now. And when I also asked the judge, I said, how do you want me to pay, with Federal Reserve notes? Because you want me to pay debt with debt? There is no money. Can I pay with a bill of exchange? Can I pay with
Patrick? Patrick, please
Yeah.
don't pull that crap. Just really, come on. I mean, to argue money's not worth anything, so you can't pay with cash. Come on, man. Just don't go there. You sound like a nut when look, Patrick. I know what you're saying. You sound like a nut, okay? And you're a sovereign citizen, and you don't have to pay taxes and all of that, right? Is that?
Citizen. No, there's no such thing as a sovereign citizen.
All right,
fine. Those are idiots.
Okay, fine. I just, when you start talking, I know what you're saying. You're fed up with the system. We're gonna make an effort here to try to get it at least till Friday, okay? I don't think there's anything wrong with asking that. Kachina, let me know who you're gonna send it to, okay? I want someone who'll make a passionate.
One more thing.
Yeah.
You should know one more thing. The last thing I did in court was I issued a notice for removal for federal court in the hopes that it would stall any.
Oh, God.
It doesn't matter because the criminal part has nothing to do with the levy for board. Patrick, your biggest problem is you think you're an attorney.
I don't, but I'm just trying anything to save the dog.
Okay. The one thing that I would try to save the dog is I would make a plea to the judge that you won't be able to have your a fair hearing if the dog is destroyed because the dog is part evidence. That's what I would do if it was me. The dog itself is evidence as to whether or not he's vicious, and if he's dead, you're going to have no other recourse. So I would just say something like that. Just say, Your Honor, you can levy a fine against me for the amount of the board at the end, but he should at least stay alive to see the end or the adjudication of the vicious charge. Okay, just something like that, so you can have a fair.
All I'm trying to do.
And say if you wanted an expert to evaluate the dog, you will have no way to do it because the dog will have been destroyed. But you have to do an emergency. You'd have to get into court today to do that, bro. And I don't know if you know how to file a motion that quickly. So we'll also call and see if they can just stay it until Friday. I'm Tom Martino. Yes, Patrick, last word. Go ahead.
I asked them to stay it till Saturday, technically, yesterday at court, and she wouldn't do it.
You asked the judge?
Yes. She asked me if I could pay. I said, I can pay after work Friday night, Saturday morning, which is like 3 days from now. And she was like, sorry, I got to remand him to the custody of Foothills. So I was like, are you kidding me? So they could put him down this morning for all I know. I just haven't had the guts to call him yet.
Patrick, what are you going to do with your other bills when you pay this money?
What do you mean?
Well, you're
Which
paying.
bills?
Do you have extra? You have an extra $475?
I got a decent amount of money.
Okay. Now, next question: are you going to have the money to pay? Like you know, at the end of all of this, you're going to owe some more, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, Patrick. Listen, I know one thing. I don't think you're calling to be a pain in the ass. I think the only reason a person would call with a call like this because they love their dog. Okay, so I do feel for you. I don't feel comfortable. I don't know what we can do about it, And I know some texts are saying, why don't we pay it?
Hey, Tom, I gave it to Doc, so he's going to follow up on it.
Okay. Okay, let's just see what we can do. Meanwhile, if you have a problem, question, or complaint, 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. Frank Duran, the real estate man, is with us. We'll talk real estate more coming up. So what is on your mind today? Whatever it is, give us a call. And I'll tell you this, K&P, I call them K&P. They're Keel and Park. They're good people. They do estate planning. And as you know, you've heard about them on the show. And they can help you with a trust, with a simple will, a complicated will, with business issues for your estate. A lot of people want to leave their business or have the estate sell it and transfer it or transfer it before they die. All of this can be done by lawkp.com. That's lawkp.com. That's Keel and Park, 970-818-8198. Is Mark not
Between global jihad, China, Russia, and our southern border, we are in for a long and protracted battle. You need to prepare for the worst. Protect your home, protect your family, and protect your...
Kelly's still working on Fuller, so hit up one of the other guys first.
Simple for whether you are buying more gold, diversifying your 401k, or buying gold for the first time. Call 833-995-GOLD or visit jessekellygold.com. That's jessekellygold.com.
harrisfamilylaw.com. That's the name of a family law firm for everything family, from separation to divorce, child custody and support, and all those other issues. Harris Family Law wants to make your journey less conflicted, and they do collaborative law, which means they reach out to the other party. They agree not to file motions and to talk everything out. And to the extent they can do that, about 85 to 90% of the time, it saves you money. Collaborative law, Harris Family Law. Call them for all your family law needs, 303-515-5000. Hey, Sheridan Auto Tech is a place for your automobile repairs and maintenance, heavy or light, including electrical. Kevin is such a good guy. Honesty, integrity, knowledge, know-how, value, convenience, all of it, everything you want in an auto repair facility on Colfax west of Wadsworth, well worth the drive no matter where you're coming from. SheridanAutotech.com, 303-455-7242, 455-7242.
We've got Fuller. Go.
John Fuller is my accident lawyer expert here on the show. His website's myaccidentlawyer.co. And it's really important that you call an expert early. You may say, why? Well, John, let's ask you, why? Why is it important to call early, whether I know whether I have a case or not?
Hey, Tom, I've always said I believe we can increase the value of any case by as much as 30% just by being involved earlier. But I was looking over our checklist this morning and just making sure that we hadn't missed anything. And it dawned on me, we have almost 60 items on our list that we do for every single case right from the beginning. And it's those 60 items that make the difference in why we're able to get such better results than somebody that's handling the case themselves. And so you just have to ask yourself, if it doesn't dawn on you that there are 60 different distinct items that you need to do in handling a case yourself, then you really can't logically expect to have as good of an outcome as we can get. So do yourself a favor. When you've been in an accident, get the experts on your side. Give us a call at Fuller Law. We will put our entire team to work on your case that day to achieve the good outcome that you guys need.
And John, not only is calling early is important, but getting your facts together. You say on the site, if you're there, if there are people, if you're not that injured, if you can talk to people, take pictures, get information of witnesses, and a cell phone is your friend as well as a dash cam, right?
Absolutely, Tom. Every little bit of evidence that we can secure on the scene of an accident will help us down the road, whether it's a dash cam, whether it's getting witness names and numbers. It's far better to have a witness name and a phone number that we never need than to not be able to prove liability because we didn't get that contact information of the nice person that stopped to help, that saw the entire thing. So it's critically important.
Absolutely. MyAccidentLawyer.co. Call and notice the difference. 303-597-4500, 597-4500.
Got too much debt but a low rate on your mortgage?
I have not, but not because I'm not nice. Just I've never witnessed an accident.
Comes to mind, there was my wife, my kids, and I were taking a walk by this playground, and this fully grown woman is screaming and yelling at a kid that's clearly not her own.
Oh my gosh.
So I walk in between them, and I'm like, you're done. You don't need to do this.
That's weird.
Yeah.
Just some random person, or did they know each other?
Have you been to Casa Bonita, Tom, since they reopened?
Adult knew the kid.
What's that?
Have you been to Casa Bonita since they reopened?
I don't know.
Have you?
We did. Renee got us tickets. She put them in. Waited 6 months. Finally got to go. The food was just so-so, but it was fun to be there again.
And the adults older than me,
In a long
I thought
time.
they were up in the food quality. It doesn't sound like it.
You know, it just makes me, like, I would say the last, and I don't know if it's just like culture rot or whatever, but there are just some shitty parents out there that just do not get involved in their kids' lives.
Hey, Dragon.
Yo.
No.
Can you tell me if you
your
can
stuff,
get
I
these
always share
files?
it,
I'm
but
going
I
to
didn't
send them
see
to you.
Was it a YouTube?
Say that again?
Okay, I'll check it
I'm going to
out.
send you
I'll
a
check it
couple
out.
files.
Okay.
Can you tell me? Shannon sent in to me, and I can't get them. I don't know if I'm doing something wrong or what.
Oh, yeah. Okay, sure.
What's your email?
Dragon
Just to show me what it could do. It's like
at iHeartMedia.com.
Boom, you should have them. It's asking me for a password.
To send out an email?
I'll show you.
No. You'll see when I send it to you.
Okay.
In fact, I'll forward it.
Just look at your email.
I talked to Shannon about that yesterday. He doesn't know the password either.
He sent this a few weeks back. We'll have to.
I need to get some best ofs together for next week, and I can't seem to get the
Stuff
files.
with the church, so he's
He apparently pulled them, but when he sends me the link, it wants me to log into the iHeart shit. I don't have a login for that.
And you've got to pull all the log stuff, right?
Yeah,
Well,
it
I
opened
can't
up
do
for
any
me.
of that, Kelly.
15 seconds, guys. Yeah, it opened up for me, so because I'm already logged in under iHeart stuff, so that might be why.
Can you attach those to a Dropbox or something so I can get them?
Yeah, I'll see what I can do. Hang on.
630 KHOW, an iHeart radio station.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. 303-713-TALK. 303-713-8255. Welcome to the show. Somebody asked for a picture of that dog we were talking about. I don't have one. I don't know if he can send one, but if so, it wouldn't hurt. Deputy Doc he just sent me a message. That was the wrong guy to give it to. He said he has to pay, end of story. So, I mean, not the wrong guy to send it to. I mean, it's like done. That's what I meant. It's did he call the shelter? Find out. I mean, Doc, call us. I mean, he just sent me a note saying he has to pay, end of story. I would have talked to did he talk to the shelter, and what did they say? I'd like a little follow-up on this. Frank Duran, the realestateman.com is in the house. And we're talking about real estate in general, and I want to talk about, since it came up early in the show, disclosure issues. Frank, what doesn't have to be disclosed? I mean, you're overly cautious, and I don't say that as a bad thing.
Yeah.
You still get top dollar. Mark, didn't you have an address change one time in your neighborhood that he wanted to disclose?
No, it was a nutcase that wanted me to change my address, and I told them to change their own. I'm not changing.
But why did that come up? I'm curious about it.
Because
I remember you mentioned.
I lived on Rosemary Court, and the very next street over was Rosemary Drive, which they're not supposed to do. I get that. But we had the same address for 15 years since we built the house, and we already had it up for sale. These guys noticed we were moving and said, hey, since you're moving, now would be a good time to change it, because occasionally we don't get our packages because the streets are the same. And I said, there's no way I'm changing it. That means every MLS listing, every Zillow listing, everything my realtor did would have to be changed. I don't know how long that takes to update, so pound sand.
Okay. And so, Frank, you thought you had to disclose that the neighbor requested he change his address? I don't understand. And again, I'm not making fun of you. You have reasons for what you do. Why?
Mark was diplomatic as usual, right, Mark? No, what happened is the neighbor had said, well, what happens if I have an emergency and the ambulance goes to the wrong house? It could, cost me my life. I'm elderly, kind of thing. And he was just really upset about it.
That's the exact card they played, Tom. That's exactly what they said at the end after the UPS and the other stuff. My wife is really sick, and if the ambulance goes to the wrong place, she could die.
Yeah.
But I don't understand why you have to disclose that to a buyer of Mark's house.
Well,
that a neighbor
requested. We discussed it.
A neighbor? Oh, you didn't disclose it? Or did? Whatever.
Mark had discussed it with the buyer, and so they had knowledge of it. I just think, Tom, I know it sounds silly and nitpicky in these things, but I just really believe it's important to get things out on the table and just be open. Okay, so
because here's why. If the buyer bought it,
yeah,
and then all of a sudden a letter shows up from an attorney,
yeah,
and this woman this neighbor is so upset that she hired an attorney, this neighbor would say, or the buyer would say, wait a minute, I knew nothing about this.
Right. And I think
yeah, but I had, wait a second, guys. I had a bunch of crackpot neighbors. Now, people might say it was me, but I'd argue it was them. So what am I supposed to say? Oh, that guy that lives over there is a real nut. And this person across the lane
wait a minute.
They're just psycho.
Hold on. That's a good point. Wait a minute, Mark. Do you remember the one guy that did not want his neighbor selling? I don't know why.
He was pissed at their neighbors. No. He was really pissed at them for whatever reason, and he would hang those banners out.
He put a sign up on his yard that says, caution, I play loud music and smoke marijuana
and have lots of dogs.
Yeah. Okay, now, if you had a neighbor dispute, let's say it wasn't like that somebody could see for themselves. But seriously, if you had a neighbor dispute where the guy's always complaining about everything, or he has a shining bright light or a camera aimed at your backyard or whatever. I'm serious now. Is that something you disclose?
I think that's different, Tom. This situation, which Mark's talking about, is just because he came specifically, making a big fuss about it, and the thought would be he's going to go to the new owner,
This wacko Tom had the county calling me, asking me. So a lady from the county calls me and tells me the same story. I said, my house is up for sale. There's pictures all over the freaking country with my house. And you want me to change my address? I said, why don't they change their address? They're the ones that have an issue with it.
Yeah. But I think that was
let me throw in, hold on, I forgot to tell you something. It goes a little deeper than that. So mine was... I'm going to make something up. 111 Rosemary Court. Theirs was 111 Rosemary Drive. So it wasn't just the street name. Our numbers were the exact same.
I think that was just more of an isolated thing. I mean, how often do you even run into these kind of things? You just don't.
Yeah,
And,
somehow, Frank, I always do.
You know,
you do.
One time I had ugly neighbors, and Frank said we should disclose it.
Oh, gee.
No, anyway, Frank is a great guy. What he does is protects you in a transaction. And we can talk about some of the snafus that can happen, but more than likely, things don't happen. I mean, really, I think one of the biggest problems in real estate is someone's paying cash.
Yeah.
Because banks want to protect their collateral, so they make you do certain things
Yeah.
that otherwise you wouldn't do. So, Frank, when you have a cash buyer, and the bank's not harping for an improvement survey or for this or for that or for the other thing, title insurance, do you still recommend all of that stuff?
Absolutely. In fact, when I'm on the seller side, what I see a lot of times too is the buyer agents will write something like, okay, if the lender requires an ILC or a survey, or if the title company requires one, the buyer will pay for it. If the lender requires it, if title requires it, seller pays for it. And the problem with that is that's like having your seller sign a blank check. So I'll give you a really good example, Tom. Now, on the buyer side, I recommend they ask for those things. But I always say, look, don't sign a blank check. Pays what? What is pay? And they always write it almost the same way. Well, we put in there a cap that it shall not be over $500 or something. Well, it turned out this particular time, they actually, the title company required one. It was several $1,000s. I think it was over $5,000. So my seller did not get stuck with that bill. The buyer ended up paying the difference of that bill. So I think even in little things like that, you have to look out and just think ahead.
Thank you, Frank. 303-713-TALK. Harris Family Law tonight will have a webinar every Wednesday night. It's free of charge. I'm going to tell you how to find it. But the good news, every one of their webinars from the past is on their website that's easily accessible to you for all kinds of family law information free of charge. Now, of course, you can always call me if you have a problem, 303-515-5000. But tonight or any night you want to see a webinar, it is harrisfamilylaw.com/webinars.
This is Denver's Talk Station with Tom Martino now. Michael Brown tomorrow morning at 6:30 KHOW Denver. Now, Impact Traffic.
This report is sponsored by JSX Air.
New slowdowns up on the north end of town. I-25 southbound between 120th and 104th. A crash in the two left lanes has stopped up traffic back from 136th. We're seeing 21 minutes of delays through the North Glen area. South end of downtown, I-25 southbound again. We've been seeing slow traffic between I-70 and Colfax all day. I-25 northbound, no complaints through town. I-70 east and westbound flowing free. Fox 31, pinpoint weather, partly cloudy skies, another warm one today with a high of 68 degrees. We are going to start seeing decreasing temperatures throughout the rest of the week. Tomorrow, high 64, Friday, high 61. The current temperature in Denver is 61 degrees. With your Impact Traffic and Weather, Mark Swan, 630 KHOW.
Fly with JSX Air from a crowd-free private terminal.
All right, Tom, you're coming up next.
Members-only service without the membership fees. Hop on a spacious 30-seat jet and enjoy free high-speed Starlink Wi-Fi, in-flight cocktails, and so much more. Depart from the ordinary now at jsx.com.
Well, Fix It 24/7 is my company for plumbing, heating, cooling, electric, and drains. When I have a problem, I call them for $39. They come to my house, and they will inspect and find any problem for that price, and then give me a price to fix it, and then credit me that money or that charge if I have the work done. I love the way they do business, but they have something else for $39. The only company, this is for new customers, for $39 that will do an extreme clean on your furnace. Get it done. And for existing customers, it's that already had it done, it's just $99. Now listen, it's for November only. Get it done before the cold gets here. 720-526-3939. FixMyHome.com. Simply Floors, Inc. You know what that name says? Everything. Simply Floors. Luxury vinyl planking, hardwoods, engineered floors, laminates, carpeting of all kinds. Simply Floors, Inc. Buddy and Karen Mitchell are our experts. They have great selections, great prices, and one of the best installation teams.
And so what I like is a one-stop shop, and no business, no job is too small. So why don't you give them a call? Simply, not too small or too large, I should mention, 303-731-5380. 2 locations for your convenience. There's 52nd and Ward and I-470 and Quebec, 303-731-5380, simplyfloorsinc.com. Hey, the Art of Granite. Prices on the phone. That's right. And wholesale on all materials. Tear out and Holloway's free. The bathroom's free when you have the kitchen done. But I love that Mitch Floria, the owner, is willing to give you a price on the phone. Read about him, theartofgranite.com. Then call for your price, 303-386-5919. Hey, can you get Deputy Doc on to tell me what the hell he means?
Yeah, I'll have her give him a call.
Tom, I wasn't trying to be obnoxious on Mark's deal at all.
I know
Hey,
that.
and
that did not work.
I just didn't want Mark to have problems with that guy 6 months later.
I sent you the whole the MP3. You can't even get the MP3 because there's a OneDrive link and the MP3.
Hold on, let me look at it.
I would assume the OneDrive probably will not work, but it should have an attached file as well.
No, I don't see an attached file. All I see is 3 links. No attached file.
Yeah, I just sent you one just a second ago. It should have 1 link and 1 file.
Thanks for calling the Tom Martino Show.
Oh, hold on.
Okay.
Did it
Yes,
start
we
off,
already
see
cleared
what
that
this
up on the
does?
air.
Or was it after that?
Oh, it just sent me a kickback saying it rejected because the file was too large.
Got it. Can you do it through if you can do it through Dropbox or if you can do it through
I've never used either of those, so you'd have to walk me through those.
Lock it here and I'll listen here. Yeah.
So
Okay,
you
well, do you wanna
downloaded
go on
on
for a follow-up?
whatever you're on.
Yeah.
So you've got the MP3s right there.
Yes.
Ah, gotcha. That's a whole different ballgame. I would have to take down your name and number and have somebody contact you. What's your last name?
Is that ridiculous?
Is that his friend? Somebody he knows?
No, he made that from AI somehow. I don't know how he did that.
From where?
It's not anybody he knows. That's like
Yeah, you
he
can
had
do
some
that
kind
too.
of
But
app.
I mean, I can take
I
your
am
number
not kidding
down
you.
for
I couldn't believe he did
advertising.
it.
What's your number?
He sent that to me. I was laughing like, dude, how'd you do that?
Ask him how he did it. I want to know how he
I'll
did
ask
it.
him. Yeah, I'll ask him. Is that funny?
All right, hang on for me.
I
and
mean,
at
that
least
guy's
we can
lips,
go
I
on
mean,
and do a
was this
follow-up.
AI?
Okay, hang on.
That's what he said.
He said it's AI.
Yeah, it's AI. In fact, I'll even text him now and ask him.
No way. Come on,
Yeah.
Frankie.
Yeah, that's what he says, man. Let me see. Hey, Brendan, that rap video you made for me a while back, period, was that AI, question mark? I thought you said it was, period. How did you make that, question mark? How was that? I sent it to Tom.
Hey, Dragon, I sent you a link. See if you can
And it's hard
transfer
surfaces, right? Just so
the
I'm
files into that Dropbox folder. See
Okay.
if
Alright.
that makes
Hang on.
sense.
You got it. 10 seconds, guys.
Did we get Deputy Doc yet?
PlumlineServices.com.
Kel's working on him.
PlumlineServices.com.
Denver's talk station. Online at khow.com.
All right, I'm Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. Shellarn has a comment on addresses. We were talking about addresses being similar with court, place, street, avenue, whatever. I can't tell you how many deliveries I get to this house that should not be here. I mean, I get addresses not even similar to me. I don't even understand it. So when I confronted my mail lady, I was going to say to her,
what's going on? Some of these addresses, some of these people have nothing to do with this address. And so I went and I said, ma'am, may I show you, the mail that does not belong here? And you know what she says, Mark? Yes. No speak English.
Ah.
I mean, I swear to you. Shallarn. I mean, not that matters. I mean, I'm not one of these guys that say, you got to speak their language. But I mean, come on, don't deliver. This is the God's honest truth. I get more wrong mail than right mail. That's the truth, because I don't get a lot of mail. Shallarn, what about addresses? What did you want to say?
So first of all, Tom, I want to thank you for what you guys do. You guys helped me in the past when I first moved to Colorado, so thank you for that. Sure. My issue was resolved within 4 days of calling you guys, so I appreciate it.
Thank you.
With the address, when I lived in Jersey, in the town I lived, my street was called Farview as one word. In another town neighboring, there was another Farview Drive, but it was 2 separate words. And we had to call the ambulance, and they went 5 miles out of the way before they realized that they had gone to the wrong Farview Drive. We contacted 911 and just explained to them, look at the call where it's coming from, because they can see the area code and also the extension for that town. And then they were able to fix that.
Okay. Well, that's for the 911. That's good. That's really good to know. As far as Mark's situation, she was complaining more about packages. Yeah. Thank you for calling. Yeah, Mark?
Hers was, towards the end, the husband's whole argument was the ambulance towards the end.
Oh, okay.
I just simply didn't realize why they didn't change theirs. Why did they want me to change it when my realtor had already had my house up with the address and everything? Can you imagine changing that, Frank? If I did change my address, I mean, wouldn't that be crazy, having to change Zillow, having to change all that stuff again?
No question about it, Mark. Yeah, I think that's
I don't even know if it's allowed. I don't even know how you do it.
Yeah,
you can't arbitrarily just change a number. They go by grid. Yeah. I mean, but okay. Bobby, what is your issue?
Huh?
Hey, Bobby, what's happening?
Yes, I've got State Farm insurance, and on August 27th, I hit a bale of hay, and it busted my radiator, so the car's been undrivable since that date. And State Farm did an estimate on my car and made a payment. I had the car towed up to
wait. State Farm made an estimate and made a payment of how much?
$4,700.
Out of your comprehensive, or was it your collision?
My collision.
Okay.
So I sent the car to Dellenbaugh Motors, the body shop I'm having the work done at. We may have an issue with motor damage and potentially the car being totaled out.
What kind of car are we talking about?
2020 Hyundai Elantra.
Oh, okay. I have exactly that car. I think it's a 2020. Okay, my daughter has it. So, and what happened? They say that the hay. How many miles on this?
63,000.
That's a lot of miles, isn't it? Okay. Anyway, State Farm paid $4,700. Body shop says engine is damaged. So,
no, there's a question if there's a damaged engine or the car's a total loss. So they didn't want to start the work until they heard back from State Farm. And he's called them 5 or 6 times and on the phone with them for 40 minutes. And they don't ever call him back. I've tried calling just as many times, and they don't return my calls either.
Okay. You want an adjuster to call back, and you can't get one. I get it.
Yeah, that's what he's looking for, so he can find out what he's supposed to do next with this car.
Normally what you do is he digs into it for the $4,700 or part of it, and then
does supplemental claims. But how'd you pick this body shop?
I've worked with them in the past, and they've been great to work with, and they've been good here in this situation.
Okay, let's ask Compass. Hold on. I want to get our insurance expert. We have an insurance expert. Let's just see if they have some tricks. Now, obviously, you have a bad company, right? State Farm. So that's one of the biggest problems. You have a terrible company. So we will call them. Compass, which has nothing to do with State Farm. But they might give us a trick on how to contact or get through. Once you know or the body shop has concerns, they should get back to the body shop. I have no idea why they're not. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255.
Now, Impact Traffic.
This report is sponsored by JSX Air.
Folks up on the north end of town still dealing with a pretty significant crash on the turnpike, I-25 southbound before 104th. A crash blocking two left lanes has stop-and-go traffic back from 136th Avenue. For folks heading from the north end towards the downtown area, we're looking at about 26 minutes of delays. Otherwise, a pretty clean drive throughout town. I-70 east and westbound flowing free to and from DIA. Fox 31, pinpoint weather, partly cloudy skies out there today. The last warm day for a while, high 68. We are going to see temperatures drop starting tomorrow, high 64, Friday, high 61. The current temperature in Denver is 61 degrees. With your Impact Traffic and weather, Mark Swan, 630 KHOW.
Fly with JSX Air from a crowd-free private terminal.
All right, 10 seconds, Tom.
Members-only service without the membership fees. Hop on a spacious 30-seat jet and enjoy free high-speed Starlink Wi-Fi, in-flight cocktails, and so much more. Depart from the ordinary now at jsx.com.
You know, we have a seminar tomorrow night. It's an informational meeting on retiring and whether or not you can retire securely or safely based on what you have. And if you need help, they're there to answer all of your questions. I urge you to go. No matter what stage of retirement you're in, it's going to be at the Denver DTC. The Sheridan DTC in Denver. And what I want you to do is call and reserve a seat. It's going to be like 6:30, and we're going to be there. Mark's going to be there, and our financial advisors will be there to talk to you. No obligation at all, no sales, just service and information. 303-779-6600. That's 779-6600. So, as I told you, we have a special going on with 888heating.com. And this special not only is for indoor air quality, which includes filters and all that, but they can do duct cleaning if you never had it done. It's a flat rate, $700, no matter how big your system is. Plus, they have high efficiency heating and air to help you. 303-770-2776. Save money once and for all. 303-770-2776. And Genesis, got to remind you, Genesis Total Exteriors for all your exterior work, all of it. Now that means if you have damage, they can put it on one invoice, have one source to deal with for your insurance company. That's GenesisTotalExteriors.com, 303-679-8509.
And terror groups.
Turn to the expert.
So he makes his own Christian cartoons, Tom, and puts them on YouTube. So he does all that designing stuff. It's crazy.
It's a no-lose for them. That's good. That's really good.
Hey, Dragon.
Yo.
These are working, but I don't know what Shannon sent me. These are definitely not from the logger. Is there any way you can pull me those dates from the logger?
Oh, good God, man.
Is that a bitch?
Yes.
Fuck.
Hang on. I don't think
these have shit embedded everywhere.
What do you mean?
It's got. First of all, it's only 2 hours.
Well, I think that's just the show. I don't think that's the spots or anything. I believe he may have cut all those out. because that's roughly the length of what we would do for like the podcast.
Well, that's what I'm wondering. Do you think it is the podcast? Because if it is, there's going to be random commercials that just play anywhere.
I don't know. You'd have to ask Shannon about that for sure.
Okay.
But yeah,
Actually,
it's roughly 2 hours and 15 minutes, which would be everything that is content aired for the Martino show.
Yeah. I'm going to ask him straight up. I'll just text him. I see what you're saying. He might have cut the spots out.
Correct.
What I worry about is those ones they embed. You know, we're talking, then all of a sudden they play spots like on the app.
Right, directly from. Yeah, I don't know where he collected it from.
But if it's from the logger, there'd be no spots. Is that correct? I mean, I'm sorry, no embedded spots in the
Correct.
content.
No embedded spots. He may have the podcast spot in there. I don't know. I would doubt that. My best guess, it is just straight up the show content. I just want to make sure, Tom, that you see we got Doc on the line.
Oh, good.
And Brian Burns.
Yeah, and Brian Burns.
Good. Oh, we don't have a lot of time, but so...
We'll have about 4 minutes.
Oh, good. I'll
get
take
Doc
Brian.
relatively quickly.
I'll tell Brian first. Well, no, I don't know. I don't know. I'll figure it out.
Yeah, the show is named after you, so you figure it out.
Yeah.
Tom, I'm reading this book. It's from the top luxury real estate broker with RE/MAX in California. He was telling a story about how he actually met Sylvester Stallone and helped him buy a house. And he said he got so nervous to meet Stallone that on the way to the appointment, he pulled over and threw up, turned back around and said he had food poisoning. He chickened out.
And this somebody you know?
No. He wrote a book. He's a RE/MAX broker, and he does luxury real estate in California, that real high-end $80 million properties. And he got too nervous to meet Stallone. He tells the story about how
Over
he
sucks.
pulled over and got sick.
Lifting things sucks. Getting in and out of stuff sucks.
Ten seconds, guys.
For Colorado, Denver's talk station, 630 KHOW.
Hi, Tom Martino here. Let me go to Brian Burns real quick from Compass Insurance Group. Brian, when there's damage to a car and it's sitting in a body shop, the body shop says, I don't want to start this, man. It could be way more. This could be way more. I don't think we want to get into it yet. And they call the insurance company to find out about auxiliaries and to find out about, that. And the insurance company doesn't get back to him. Is there a secret? Is there something we don't know about, Brian? Now, Compass Insurance is not involved in this. I'm asking you as our expert.
Yeah. So you're saying the insurance company's not getting back to the body shop?
Yeah. Bobby, isn't that true? Yeah, I think he's on. Bobby?
Yes.
The insurance company is being ghosted by State Farm.
That's basically
I mean the
it.
body
He
shop
calls-
is being ghosted by State Farm.
Right. The body shop calls, and he's on the phone for 40 minutes. They say they'll call him back, and then that never happens.
Hey, Bobby, have you tried to reach out to State Farm, to your insurance?
4 or 5 times, and
To
the
your
same thing
agent?
happens to me.
To your agent?
I've gone into my agent, and they'll try calling their claims department. They have a hard time getting through with them, even.
Well, your agent ought to have some more clout than you do to get through.
That's what I think too, and they say they don't have any more clout than I have.
Well, but you shouldn't be the one trying to track down the claim rep. At this point, it should be your agent. I mean, that's what we would do too. It's not that we have more, our phones don't work better than our clients, but it's not our client's job to have to hound down a claim rep. So they should be staying on the phone until they get somebody for you because, you shouldn't have to sit there and wait.
Right. And it's been since August 27th, and they've not turned a wrench on this thing yet.
Yeah, I mean, ultimately, I think they're responsible for it. The problem is going to be if getting in there and starting to do work is going to exceed the value of the car. In other words, is there a potential that it could be totaled?
Yes, and that was kind of what Dellenbaugh was waiting to hear from State Farm is how do you want to proceed. My adjuster at the body shop yesterday said he asked for an assessment. I don't know what that means.
Just a reassessment of the vehicle, what it would be worth, and if it's worth it.
Right.
Geez, I don't know how to. I don't know how to light a fire over at State Farm. They're such a bad company. I really don't.
I don't have any. Obviously, I don't have any kind of relationship with State
They're
Farm.
captive agents. And by the way, Bobby, how much damage was it initially? What is your deductible?
$250 deductible.
Oh man, God, are you getting raked over the coals here? Anyway, what are you paying a year?
I'm paying $162 a month for full coverage.
Okay. What and how close are you to being totaled here? Are you thinking? What's the value of your car?
I think the car is probably a $14,000 car.
And what's the body shop
damage
estimating damage?
47. State Farm did an estimate of $4,700, but that was before they found some frame damage, the subframe and the cradle, and then potentially there be an engine damage.
Yeah. So this is going to get to where it's going to be. I mean, the actual cost to repair might exceed the value of the car.
Yeah, but okay. Do you want us listen?
Body shop is hesitating.
Do you have a number where you call? I don't know if us calling will help at all. I don't even know. At National, I don't think it would help. But I mean, Bobby, no. I want you to do one more thing. You call the agent and tell him you called us for help. And that we feel the agent has an obligation, you tell him this, a fiduciary responsibility to get this done because you're without a car. I'm telling you this. And you tell him, if not, you're going to the insurance commission, okay? That's what you do. And then you call us back and see if those magic words don't work. All right. Hang on. I mean, don't hang on. Do what we said. Come back. I'm marking this as checked out here, and then we'll see what happens. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. We're here to help you solve problems, answer questions, and take complaints. Get your calls in. You can also call 303-MARTINO, 303-627-8466. And we'll have Deputy Doc on to talk about that dog case and if the dog's going to be destroyed or not.
Boom.
You got it, buddy.
Pacific Economic Summit, but all eyes will be on the off-site meeting President Biden and China's leader today. ABC Chief White House correspondent Mary Bruce says it's a chance to jumpstart relations.
President Biden and Chinese President Xi will sit down to talk for the first time in over a year as Biden tries to reshape his relationship amid mounting tension. We are told they are expected to talk for over 4 hours and discuss a wide range of issues, including growing economic competition, concerns over Taiwan, and Chinese military aggression.
In Gaza, hospital officials at the largest medical complex there say Israeli defense forces have left following the
Good afternoon. Thanks for calling the Tom Martino Show.
IDF says it found evidence Hamas uses the hospital for command centers and to hold some hostages. A sharp drop last month for wholesale
Okay, what's up?
freezer prices. More signs inflationary pressures are easing. This is ABC News. Britain's highest court ruling the government's plan to send some
Okay.
asylum seekers to Rwanda is unconstitutional.
Okay. Okay. Hmm. Interesting. Okay, what's your name? Long-term. Okay, hang on for me. Yeah, yeah, he'll know. He'll know. And if, in the very, very least, we could try to get one of our experts on. So hang on for me.
And a partridge in
What a nice guy.
tree. Yeah.
Hey, Dragon, why wouldn't the stingers be on the logger?
Going into the spot blocks?
Yeah, like when we... Yeah, exactly.
So here's the catch with everything that we've been having to do with the podcast and everything. Now the podcasts need to be PPM coded, so we cannot pull anything for replay from the logger. So I'm guessing what he's doing is just taking it straight from the board, and the stingers prior to the spot blocks aren't being recorded at that time.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, I just wonder why they don't record
Good
it.
afternoon. Thanks for calling the Tom
It's an
Martino
extra
Show.
button that we have to push, and it constantly changes.
I got you.
Because it just depends on what server it's going to be on at the time.
So when the logger saves it, it simply doesn't record the button you're pushing for the stinger.
Because it looks like he is just recording straight into Audition from the board. So anything from the logger is going to be PPM coded, not be able to be
Well,
replayed.
that's what the big question is.
Even
That's what
I
we're trying
in
to figure
here
out.
would have to hunt and peck to try and figure out which pot the stinger is going to be on.
I got you. It's not a big deal. I just add it. It's not a...
Yeah.
All right, well, I'll pass that along to Patrick. Thanks. Okay, bye.
Car accidents?
Tom, look at this. Look at that. That's an oldie. It's a long time ago, but is that an oldie?
Barb Shoe knows everything about those long-term policies.
No, you look good, buddy. You look really good. That's inspirational, too. I mean, you take good care of yourself. I was watching a documentary on Sylvester Stallone, and just that guy's in great shape.
Is he? He's in great shape.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe so. A lot of them do that, though. I never understood. They have all that money and they do these facelifts, but it makes them look worse. Plump up their lips and they just deform their faces.
You know he's 77 years old.
Who is?
Stallone.
Yeah, we were just talking about that.
Yeah, Mark, did you see his? Did you see his documentary?
No, I haven't.
That's pretty good. He had a rough childhood. I didn't know that.
Is he?
That's Bills. Enter it now at khow.com. Inflation Salvation on 630 KHOW.
I think he is.
Yeah.
Ripped off. Bad news. You need advice so you don't have to lose. We'll come running just as fast as we can. Troubleshooter's gonna help the common man.
This is the Troubleshooter Show. Now, Tom Martino.
Hey, Tom Martino here. Welcome to the show. 303-713-TALK is our number. 713-8255. Here to help you solve problems, answer questions, and take complaints. Elite Garage Floors brings you this hour. EliteGF.com. Good people for good floors. Guaranteed lowest price, no money down, and they say they'll guarantee it for as long as they're in business. And that's 720-939-2448. 720-939-2448. EliteGF.com. So, welcome. What's going on? Frank Duran, the real estate man's with us. I'm going to go to Deputy Doc real quick. Deputy Doc, here's what happened. The guy, of course, has a case where his dog was confiscated for being vicious. He's facing a criminal charge of harboring a dog, a vicious dog. But while that is going on, he is facing another civil complaint or civil thing where the animal shelter says, if you don't pay us, we're going to take control of the dog even before your case is over, and we're going to destroy the dog because we think it's vicious. And that's what he wants to stop, and he doesn't have the money to pay for the board.
I listened, and Joe Lazara said there's nothing we can do.
Did you call the shelter?
No, but what's the point? What I'm trying to say, Frank, Lazara, who's an attorney.
Apparently, okay, sorry, Deputy Doc, sorry. I don't want to cut you off. The hell with it. The point I was trying to make, and I think Kachina should have told you, is that he can pay on Friday. Can they wait a couple days? We know he has to pay. We're not trying to get him out of paying. We're trying to buy him 2 days.
I can do that.
Yeah.
I can do that.
Yeah. I mean, just 2 days, Doc. Okay. What the hell? I mean, I think these people should maybe wait 2 days. I mean, they can always kill the dog in 2 days. And personally, and by the way, this has nothing to do with that shelter, but I really believe, well, it does have to do with this. I believe they're pushing this because they want to rush the guy. They don't want to go through this whole case on dangerous or vicious dogs. They figure we'll cut it short by just billing him. If he can't pay, we'll destroy the dog. Look, if he can pay on,
I can take care of that.
Thank you. Okay, thank you. We're done now. Thank you, Doc. Appreciate it. We are trying. If we can't, we can't. This guy's got a problem. I'm sorry it happened to him. Bobby, what's happening?
Yes, I have a question about long-term care insurance.
Okay, what's going on?
Well, my mother was placed in needed to be in a long-term care facility assisted living because she can no longer live on her own. It's just not safe for her. And she purchased long-term care insurance back in 1996. So it's an old policy written when we had those nursing home places that were not pleasant
Yeah.
places to be.
Now, where did she buy them? What kind of long-term care does she have?
It's through Transamerica Life Insurance, and it's called, it really is, it's long-term care insurance.
You might have a golden policy there.
It's through who?
Well,
It's through who did you say it's through?
called Transamerica.
Yeah, it's a good company, or it was a good company. Yeah. So go ahead.
Yeah, they don't sell it anymore. But they've denied her her request because they say that the place she's in is not under their policy, that she's not in a long-term care facility. I think they're going to call it a home for the aged because that's what's that's the terminology in the policy. But she's being toileted.
When you said assisted living, now how assisted is it? A nursing home? Let's just call it what it is.
You know what? It is not a skilled nursing facility, so it is different.
Is Transamerica saying it needs to be a skilled nursing facility?
What they say. This is their wording that the license they have does not meet the criteria laid out in her policy.
Well, did they tell you where in the policy you could find that?
Well, I keep looking. Yep. No, I won't know. They don't respond to that particular question, but I've got the policy in front of me.
Well, because it's no small thing. How much has she paid for this?
Like how much does she pay a month?
How much she's been paying since when?
Oh, since July. So not a long time.
No, I'm not talking about the facility, dear. How long has she been paying?
Oh, you know what? So my parents bought it in '96. My father was able to use it in 2013, 2014.
No, here's what I'm asking.
To go.
Not what I'm asking. I'm asking how much premium since the inception of the policy has she paid?
They stopped paying in 2013, and it wasn't expensive. It was like $100 a month. So it wasn't expensive.
As soon as the policy kicks on, you don't pay monthly anymore.
Yeah, but it kicked on for the other one.
Doesn't matter.
Okay.
Yeah,
now,
they stopped paying she stopped having to pay when, actually it was really inexpensive.
And did they each have a policy?
They're both covered. They were both covered.
Okay. Okay.
So, and my question is, do I have a leg to stand on?
I think so. I think that here's what I think, and I might not be accurate, but I think that they turn you down and hope you don't fight it. And if you make noise, and now it could be that truly it doesn't meet the standard of the policy, okay? They might be looking at that as just assisted living or group living and not nursing homes. I don't know. But one thing that I would do is definitely get an expert in that field to look at it. I want to start with Integra Insurance.
No. Barb Shue. She knows that policy inside and out.
Let's get Barb on. Barb Shue from Angels Help. Hang on a second. We'll see if we can get her help or her inclination on this. 303, okay. Yeah, hold on now. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Barb Shue is one of our experts, and she helps people with disabilities and families facing crises and families who need help placing people and finding public assistance or getting Social Security or Mark, it's called Angels Help, right? That's it.
Yeah, that's right. In fact, one of her jobs is exactly what this question is. She looks at the policies and lets the people know exactly what they have, what to expect, and, how to use the policy. I mean, this is what she does.
Good. Lori, you want to talk about United Power. Now, United Power, just refresh me here. Where is that? Good. United Power in Colorado. It's for what area?
I reside in unincorporated Boulder County, but it's Golden. 80403.
Okay. Now, what is the problem with United Power?
Okay, so they had disconnected us for a past due of 127. I had received assistance from EFAA Boulder that helps in Coal Creek, and they turned a $127 bill into 500.
Now wait a minute.
And
Wait a
it's
minute.
been
When were you disconnected for the 127?
It's been about 2 weeks, but my issue is I can't see very well at all. I mean, I wouldn't say I've been diagnosed as legally blind, but I do.
Yeah, but here's what I don't understand. If the past due amount was $127, how did it go to that? How did it go ahead?
So here's the thing. They said that, they said that we tampered with it. But here's the thing.
How did they say, hold on, how did they say you tampered with it?
Well, they said that they took a picture. They went onto our property to the actual meter behind the house when we have no trespassing signs.
Well, it doesn't matter. They're allowed to go there. They're as part of a utility.
Okay, but listen, we were not there.
It doesn't matter. So what did they say happened?
They said that it was tampered.
But what did they? You said they went on your. What did they find?
They said they found a putty knife or something in it. I don't know.
No, something's off here. Are they saying you hooked the power up when they turned it off? What are they saying? Just be straight.
Yeah, tell
us. That's what they're saying.
Okay. All right.
And that's why those extra fees were incurred, but they were also paid. But they refused to turn me on, and I.
Now wait a minute. Did you say the 127? Then the bill went to how much?
It's $498.
And did you pay Did you pay the $498?
Yes.
Okay.
I currently sit at a zero balance.
Okay, you paid everything, and right now you're not. And they still did they say you can no longer? Because it seems to me they should turn you back on. When did you pay everything?
It was paid via assistance. However, I don't know exactly. I can look it up really quick.
I mean, like a week ago, 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks. Give me a rough.
Like a week ago.
Okay, and they won't turn you back on, or are they waiting?
Listen, well, they're waiting for an inspection from Boulder County. Now, I just talked to the director of zoning and land use, and they have no idea. And then I called them back, say, like, you need to call them back. So I just did. And the lady's super rude and indirectional. I asked her for point by point how I can do this. She doesn't know. Okay. I'm
Lori,
just sitting here in limbo.
Lori,
and
I get it. Lori, listen. Lori, let me tell you my impression of this right after this and what we can do to help you.
All right.
I'm Tom Martino.
What's gotten lost in a lot of news coverage is trust.
Dan Abrams and Elizabeth Vargas on America's fastest growing cable news network, News Nation.
News Nation is the place that people can come because they trust that at the least we're trying to be straight with them.
Every point of view is represented. That's what we do. We only earn that trust, keep that trust by every...
10 seconds, Tom. You're next.
To find News Nation on your screen, go to joinnn.com.
Tomorrow night at the Sheridan DTC, we're going to have a meeting, and I want you to be there at 6:30. You can reserve a seat. We're going to discuss retirement. It's not going to be any hard sales. It's going to be a lot of information, frankly, on fixed indexed annuities and how they work. Now, if you're one of these people who say, I heard about them, they're no good, then you don't know what you're talking about. These are guaranteed instruments. I have one. Guaranteed in writing. Never to lose a dime. And to give you income for life, long-term care, cost of living increases. Now, they're not all the same. That's why you need to attend and ask your questions and get the right one, or get none, but at least educate yourself. Tomorrow night, 6:30, 303-779-6600, 303-779-6600. That's 779-6600. Let's talk about Zero Res, the company I love in my home, ZeroResDenver.com. You know, I talk about water a lot, you know, with waterpros.net. Let me tell you what I like about Zero Res. They know how to use that super soft alkaline-based water, the best cleaning agent in all of nature. They know how to use that along with their patented scrubbing technique, a 3-step process to remove dirt, dust, dander, while leaving your carpets with no dirt-attracting residue. Safe for pets, safe for kids. Right now, $33 a room for the first 3 rooms and a free hallway plus money off on any duct cleaning you want. They also do tile and grout. They do granite cleaning, mattress cleaning, upholstery cleaning, area rug cleaning, commercial and residential. The only people I let in my home. Give them a call, 303-471-5150. Get it done before the holidays. They're fine people. You'll love the clean, what I call really clean. ZeroResDenver.com. Hey, Keel and Park, that's a law firm for trusts, wills, and everything estate. Even passing on your business to heirs, or if you want to sell your business before you pass or have your estate sell, whatever it is, Keel and Park will do a comprehensive plan for you. First, free consultations on what it will take. And then sometimes you just need something simple, sometimes more complicated, but at least talk to these guys. They serve the entire metro area. 970-818-8198. 970-818-8198. The website, lawkp.com.
Good afternoon. Thanks for calling. Oh, yeah, I'm hanging up.
Hey, Mark.
Yes.
Mark?
Yes.
Do you think she hacked it?
Are you ready now?
Yes, I do.
The putty knife thing.
I think she... Yeah,
No
I think
problem.
she hooked it
So,
up or
what's
did
your
something
name?
to it. Yep, I do.
Robert, and what do you want to talk to Tom about?
And then they probably had to have an inspector come out and make sure it's okay, and that's what they're waiting on.
Yes. Over at Angels Help. Angels Help. No, that's just the name of the company. Yeah, let me see if I can get the number here. Angels with Helping Hands. Okay. All right. Thank you. Good afternoon. Thanks for calling the Sal Martino Show. I can hear you. I can hear you.
Only when you talk. Thanks for calling Troubleshooter Show. Please hold a quick moment.
Okay. Who are these people? Are these people related to you? Who? Well, who are these people? Can you define these people?
I just dug up a bunch of old wrestlers from the attic toys, and I wonder if any of them are worth money. They're old.
What do you have?
Gosh, I don't know. She sent me a picture.
Your mom?
No.
15 seconds, guys.
Guardianship.
Learn more at MBUSA.com/special offers.
This hour from the Trajan Wealth K-House Studios. Trajan Wealth, your trusted local fiduciary advisors. TrajanWealth.com.
Hi, Tom Martino here. Back to the phones. I want to get with Lori here and give her my impression here. And I've looked up some stuff about power and all that.
Okay.
Okay, so basically for those
All right.
listening, your power was disconnected. You had a past due amount of $127. That sounds odd that they would, disconnect you for that. But they said then the bill went to $498 because United Power said you hacked the system to get power after it was turned off. She paid everything, okay, with assistance about a week ago. Can't get it turned back on because they need an inspection. She says United Power is being rude. Now, when was the last time you talked to United Power?
Right before I made this call.
Now, did they say they would not turn it back on? Or did they say, well, we will get it turned on, blah, blah, blah? Or what did they say without exaggeration? What did they say to you?
They didn't say much. When I asked for explanation, they were unable to provide a protocol.
So they said, we have no idea what you're talking about, or they said, we don't know when we're going to get to you. They had to have said something.
They said, contact Boulder County. I contact Boulder County.
Well, hold on. Where in Boulder
said,
County? And contact Boulder County for what? They didn't say go ahead.
An inspection of a new building permit, which it makes no sense.
Yeah, it does. They had to redo it. So you have to get it inspected before they can turn it on.
There's no new meter.
No, there isn't. But there's
nothing to be inspected that they already have it inspected.
So
there's no new
So you're
meter
saying there was no need. They just have to pull out the putty knife and turn it on.
They just need to turn it on, and they won't because they're a co-op and they're a monopoly in unincorporated Boulder County.
Well, okay. Let's get one of our people to call over and find out why it's not turned on. Okay, since we won't get that, we don't know. Okay, Deputy Dollar, I want to call over there. Can you get that, Kachina, to Deputy Dollar?
Sure.
And then ask him to see.
May I add one thing,
Yeah.
please? I have hardly any vision, and I have to be there by myself and haul up wood to keep warm.
No, I get it. Are you by yourself? Do you live by yourself, Lori?
Right now, I do.
Okay. Well, okay. So we will try. We're not going to wait on this. What was your point that you need this desperately, right?
I'm sorry?
Your point you were making about not having sight, living alone, hauling wood, is that you really need this done quickly, right?
Yes, and I do have glasses ordered, but it's going to be 2 weeks. And I've, again, a zero balance. So,
no, I get you. And Lori, we're going to call for you right now. Seriously, we'll call for you right now. Hold on. 303-713.
Thank you.
Yeah. So let's get Deputy Dollar to call right now. Let's really get a call in to see what's happening. Now, Bobby, on this long-term care policy, are you there?
Yep, I'm here.
Okay. So your mom has had this, your dad, they both had it for a while. He used it. He actually used it. Is that true at one time?
Yes, that's correct.
Is your father still alive?
No, he's not.
Okay. Now your mom needs the policy, and they're saying she's not in the right facility, so the coverage doesn't kick on, right?
That's correct.
Transamerica is a pretty legit company, and it's all a matter of contract. It is a matter of contract, not of opinion. They did pay for your dad, so it leads me to believe they're not trying to withhold payment from your mom. But let's see. We have Barb Shue. Now, she can't get on the air right now. She's with a client. She said, call her directly. And what I want you to do is ask one thing, since she can come on the show. Just have her evaluate what that covers. That's what she does. And then get back to us. We will do that. We just need to get her to look at it. She's a real expert at this. So, Kachina is going to get you all the information on how to get a hold of Barb Shue at Angels Help, and then we'll figure it out. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Don't faint. Don't faint.
This is.
No, I am pretty
Don't
surprised.
faint.
No, I'm not saying a thing. But wow.
KHOW, Denver. Now, Impact Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Wendy's Breakfast 2 for $3 Biggie Bundles.
West of town, Highway 6. Watch out for road crews through Clear Creek Canyon affecting both east and westbound traffic. We're seeing heavy delays both directions. Into Denver proper, it's a pretty standard drive. I-25 northbound, some brief slowdowns into downtown. Looks like we've got some road work around 6th Avenue with slow driving between Alameda and Colfax. Otherwise, green and clean all throughout the Denver metro. Fox 31, pinpoint weather, partly cloudy skies today. Another warm one with highs in the upper 60s. We're going to start seeing a trend of declining temperatures starting tomorrow, high 64. Friday, high 61. The current temperature in Denver is 64 degrees. With your Impact Traffic and Weather, Mark Swan, 630 KHOW.
Wendy's new Breakfast 2 for $3 Biggie Bundles lets you choose from your fave 4, including a sausage or egg and cheese
10 seconds, Tom.
or medium hot coffee. Limited time only during breakfast hours. U.S. price and participation may vary. Not valid in a combo. Single item at regular price.
You know, I'm hitting this water heater and plumbing stuff hard because after the first of the year, there will be a slight increase. EuroPlumbingColorado.net is offering an unbelievable price of $12.99 for a water heater fully replaced, the other one taken out and hauled away. And that's with new supply lines for water and gas. And listen to this. If it's a 50 gallons, $13.99. No matter what size, even on-demand water heaters, they do at the lowest price in the market, along with toilet repairs and toilets and sump pumps and garbage disposals. They can save you up to 90% on repairs. That's right. You heard me right, 90%. So why don't you get a hold of Euro Plumbing? Put them to the test. Euro Plumbing, Colorado. .net 303-668-6844 668-6844. John Fuller has been on our show so many times acting as an expert for us on accidents, what to do, how to do it, how to protect your rights. He says call early. There's no downside, no charge. Get a consultation from him, and you'll love the way he does business because he will answer the very first call you make. Well, maybe not answer, but they'll get it to him immediately. You don't talk to an intake counselor. You don't talk to anyone. You talk to John. Then, if you decide it's a good fit and hire him, he'll give you a cell phone that you can call or text at any time and be in constant touch with John Fuller, putting the personal and personal injury, myaccidentlawyer.co. 303-597-4500. Notice the difference, 597-4500.
Make it sound so easy.
Hey, Mark, I'm got to go up and meet the guy. Never mind. Hold on. Mark? Can somebody ask Mark?
No, we would not be able to find anything out this
Yeah, it looks like he's got his
You'd
headphones
have
off.
to
I don't know
give
if he's listening to us.
days.
Okay, I'm going to...
So I did send
upstairs here.
everything over.
I got a car wash guy
They
coming.
have it, so I
Okay.
would call back on Monday and see.
You got like 4.5 minutes, so you're good either way.
Yeah, no problem. No problem. You too. Okay. Take care. Bye.
Hello, hello.
Hey.
Hey.
Tom's dealing with a car wash guy. You may have to come back. But
Car wash guy.
I don't know. He just whatever. 4 minutes. There's tons of time.
Yeah. Car wash guy.
I don't know. That may have been what he said. I wasn't really paying attention.
I wonder if that's code name for pizza delivery.
This next call is going to be very interesting.
Code name for ex-wife. Code name, that could be, who gets her car wash today? That's my only point.
Topless maid service.
Ah, very possible.
Yeah.
Very. The hustler maid service. The Larry Flint special.
Ooh.
Oh, wait, that's the wrong. It's not. No, Larry Flint was the Three Stooges, right?
No, Larry Flint, that's the hustler guy.
You're thinking of Larry
he was
Fine.
the wheelchair guy.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you're right, Frank. Larry Fine was the stooge. Two completely different Larrys.
You remember
Can
when
you
George
imagine-
Costanza dated the bald lady? And he tells Jerry,
yeah,
he goes,
yeah.
who goes into the barber shop and says, give me the Larry Fine?
Yep, that's right. Nobody. And why did she dump George? Because he's bald.
Because you're bald. Wrong, I was bald.
Yeah, that's right. And then that's where it gets thrown out the window.
He goes, Elaine. Puts his finger up.
Oh.
That was a good episode.
Mark, did you see that AI video I sent you?
No, I saw the text. Let me look at it.
My son made that. That's funny.
Is it AI?
Yeah, you notice he had to mention in the rap that I'm short, of course.
Wow, this next spot.
I'm not very tall, he says.
Yeah, I know. I saw that.
I mean, at least they're all, not all of them, but they're all relatively short.
That's pretty good. Yeah.
Ibuprofen time.
Did he order pizza for you, Frank?
I wouldn't know, Mark. If he did, I couldn't eat it anyway, brother.
Carbs?
Oh, yeah, I'm totally laying off carbs big time. I've dropped almost 20 pounds. I'm close.
I did for 2 weeks, and I started cheating.
Did you really?
Yeah, I did, coming back from Hawaii.
One of the funniest stories I ever heard, Mark, Stallone has a book I read, and he talks about when they were making Rocky III, he had Mr. T on a diet. Oh, do we have to get on?
He was on what?
Oh, he had Mr. T on a diet for Rocky III.
Oh.
And he promised Mr. T once a week I'll let you have your Haagen-Dazs ice cream. So when they were done filming, he says T runs out to the trailer looking for his Haagen-Dazs, and he couldn't find it, and he lets out this big scream, and it was from T's trailer. He couldn't find it. I guess they took his Haagen-Dazs ice cream.
10 seconds, guys.
Built in Colorado for Colorado. 630 KHOW, an iHeartRadio station.
Hi, Tom Martino, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. All right, to the phones. Now, Clayton, welcome to the show. I'm Tom Martino. By the way, Frank Duran, the real estate man, is here, and we have some questions for him, 303-920-1622. Clayton, what's going on?
Well, I've got a situation where I'll probably be dead in about 12, 13 days from now if these people go through with what they have planned for me.
What are you talking about, Clayton?
Well, I'm a Denver native. I've been stranded in Cheyenne for 52 years. But anyway, the thing is, I'm a top student. I'm exceptionally severe asthmatic. I need a lot of medicine. I also have high blood pressure, diabetes. And anyway, these people have a hold of my estate. Frankly, they got it illegally, but they have a hold of me and my estate. They want to take me.
How old are you?
58. I'll be 59 in January.
Now, may I ask a few questions? I know you have a lot to tell me, but people that got a hold of your estate, was it through probate court?
It was through the District Court of Laramie County, Wyoming.
I get it. Were you diagnosed with something and they said you were incompetent?
I wasn't. I was diagnosed with autism when I was 40 years old in 2005.
But I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about to get a hold of your estate. Autism is not enough for that to happen. Otherwise, Mark would own my stuff.
I don't know what they did. It was behind closed doors, and I've had no essential, no legal representation that's effective. I need that desperately. They have to be registered here.
But Clayton, I'm just asking. I'm not asking. Listen, Clayton, you got to listen. You called me because you trust me, and I promise you, I will not lead you wrong. I want it, but whether you agree with it or not, I need to know what happened. Did the court determine you were incompetent? Is that why your estate was transferred to the control of others?
Yes. And, and actually, I was poisoned by the first guardian in 2004.
Okay, Clayton, I get all of that. I just need to know first, without any detail, what actually happened and then why it happened. So what happened was the district court ruled that you were incompetent, and who took the case to court?
A certain lawyer, John B. Rogers, and also...
was it a relative? Was it a relative?
I don't know. It was all done behind closed doors. I just suddenly found out about it with a piece of paper and I had hearings. I represented myself at a couple of points.
Now, Clayton, was there a diagnosis? Were you examined by doctors or psychiatrists?
Yes, but a PhD psychologist determined that there should not be a guardianship. That's like hitting a fly with a howitzer.
Did he tell you? Did he tell you this?
Yes, he told me that. But then the court tried to call him. He had broken his leg, and then after 3 tries, the judge didn't allow any more attempts.
Okay, so they could not get a hold of this psychologist.
Yes.
Did any other psychologist or psychiatrist examine you?
Yes, over the subsequent years, they have.
Okay, so Clayton, anyway, your own guy who said you're not incompetent, they could not reach him, but they did have other doctors saying you were incompetent. How many other doctors said you were incompetent? I'm not asking if you agree.
I can't say that any others did. But the original guy, the guy who said that I'm not incompetent, moved to Baker City, Oregon.
Okay, Clayton.
About 20 some years ago.
I'm going to tell you something. Yep. There's no way the district court could declare you incompetent without a doctor. So if I looked at your court records, there would be a doctor or two that says you're incompetent. They cannot do it based on anyone's opinion.
They did here because it's not in the papers.
Okay,
and
Clayton.
These people have done like 200 some extra court filings using my disability money.
Okay, Clayton, where do you live right now? Clayton, where do you live right? Clayton, where do you live right now?
I live in Cheyenne in an apartment. I love this apartment, and I'll be taken away in about 12 days.
Do you live on your own?
Yes.
Okay, and who pays your bill?
I take really good care of myself. That's why I'm alive.
Who pays your bills?
They use my disability money to pay it. A computer program pays it with the Wyoming Guardianship Corporation.
And then what about spending money? What do you do about spending money?
I live on about $125 a month.
Okay, extra, you mean?
And then I have food stamps also. Sorry, what?
Okay, I got you. So you're being taken care of your basic needs, right?
So yeah, but not by them. They don't lift a finger to do anything.
No, but they're paying. They're managing your disability check.
Yeah, but I don't need that. I have an associate degree in math. I earned that on scholarship.
What changes in 13 days?
Well, Clayton, before you answer that, Clayton, here's what I want to ask you. Tell me why, Clayton, would you tell me why they would go through all the trouble?
They don't like
Clayton, will you stop and you got to listen? If you call me, you got to listen and answer questions.
I'm listening.
You can't do speeches. Afterwards, you can do speeches. What I need to know is what is your total monthly income that they're taking control of?
It's 900 something. I don't know what it is.
Here's what I want to know. Now listen carefully and answer this question. Why would a judge, an attorney, a doctor, and witnesses, why would they plot to take control? Why would they go through all this trouble to take control of $900 a month?
Well, because they have hundreds of people that they do this to, and so they amass huge amounts of money every month.
So
they've actually put my money into a stable account. I have no access to it from now on.
Even if they have hundreds of people, what I'm saying, your case alone took hundreds and hundreds of hours. And you're saying they would go through all that trouble to take control of your measly $900 a month. But listen to this.
Oh, yeah, because it adds up.
But Clayton, no, it doesn't. And I'll tell you why it doesn't add up. They have to pay your rent. They have to pay your utilities. They have to give you spending money. What I'm saying is, what do you think? I just want to ask. I'm going to make you talk and speak facts, not what you believe. After they pay all your expenses, how much do you think they have left of your $900?
Well, I know they take, on their own accounting, they're supposed to account for it every quarter, but they only do about once a year. They take, say if there's $492 left a month, they take the whole thing. Not 1 cent of that ever goes to me, not ever.
Okay, I don't think there's $492 left. How much is your rent?
Okay, the rent, I have Cheyenne Housing Authority, so it's, I think my portion is like 120 something or something like that, 128 or I don't know. Yeah, it's in there somewhere.
And then your utilities. How much are your utilities?
The utilities are, the phone bill's the most important. That's over $100 a month.
Hold on. No. Hold on. How much is your heat and electric? How much your heat and electric?
Yeah. I don't get to see the bills, but I think it averages about $100, $150 a month.
Okay, I'm going to tell you that they don't have $400 left because you even said you get some spending money. Listen, Clayton, I'm going to tell you that I don't believe that people are going to kill you for $900. No, for $100 for $25 a month. I don't think these people are taking control of you. If you called me for help, I am helping you. Why do you think they want to kill you?
It's not that. It's what they do. If they do what they have planned, I will die. They plan to put me in a shared apartment with another man, and these people are proven violent. My sister and a friend told me this very fact that these are violent people.
Clayton,
that they plan to put me in with.
What was your diagnosis?
I have autism, but that wasn't.
No,
that was
I'm not
never
talking
told
about
to the
that.
court.
Your diagnosis for being incompetent. What was it?
That's what I'm saying. It wasn't. There was no diagnosis to the court. All they did is I had a house fire. That's all. You know, I had a house fire in 2001.
How'd that fire start, Clayton?
They don't know. It's the Cheyenne Fire Department said it was
who's your guardian,
an accidental
Clayton?
fire of unknown cause. But I did have a lot
Clayton,
of stuff in my
those
house.
who listen to my show know I've done this 1,000 times over the years. What I need to know is who is your guardian?
Oh, the Wyoming Guardianship Corporation. Somebody in there. I don't know the exact name. I don't know the name of the actual guardian.
I need to find out because, Clayton, they're probably looking out for your own good.
Not really. Not these people.
Okay.
I wish that were the case, but it's not. That's why I reached out for help.
It sounded like there was a fire. You were probably referred to as a hoarder, and that's probably what started this entire thing. And they were
Mark, did you hold on? The hoarding thing, did you know about Clayton? Was that true?
Yeah, I have a lot of stuff. But,
okay. Hey, Mark, good catch. Okay, so listen. So you were not only a hoarder, but mentally ill. Here's what they're saying. You're a mentally ill hoarder who was a danger to himself and needed help. That's what they're saying.
Well, that's what they claim, but I'm actually autistic. I'm not mentally ill.
You know, you keep saying that. I understand. But even if you're autistic, you can have additional diagnoses, okay?
It's possible, yeah.
Yeah, and why?
But I wasn't told what it was.
Okay, well, you give me your case number. That's all I need, your case number.
Okay, 41.
No, not right now. No, not on the air. Give it to Kachina off the air. The least we can do is read his case. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255.
Now, Impact Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Indeed.com.
West of town, Highway 6. Watch out for road crews through Clear Creek Canyon affecting both east and westbound traffic. We're seeing heavy delays both directions. Into Denver proper, it's a pretty standard drive. I-25 northbound, some brief slowdowns into downtown. Looks like we've got some road work around 6th Avenue with slow driving between Alameda and Colfax. Otherwise, green and clean all throughout the Denver metro. Fox 31, pinpoint weather, partly cloudy skies today. Another warm one with highs in the upper 60s. We're going to start seeing a trend of declining temperatures starting tomorrow, high 64. Friday, high 61. The current temperature in Denver is 64 degrees. With your Impact Traffic and weather, Mark Swan, 630 KHOW.
Temperature is getting low.
All right, Tom, you're going to be busy.
You need Indeed. Their all-in-one platform helps you attract, interview, and hire candidates all from one place. And Indeed's interview tool lets you schedule and conduct virtual interviews right from their website. Visit Indeed.com/credit.
Fix It 24/7. Please remember, they're doing this extreme clean for November only, $39 for new customers, $99 for existing customers. Now, that's because you've already had it done at $39. So once you've had it done, the price went to $99, and even that's a steal. They're the only company, I'm telling you, the only company you should get for this fix, this check, and the extreme clean, because they're the only ones that truly get the dirt out. Fix It 24/7, 720-526-3939. All right, Empower Reverse Mortgage is doing reverse loans for your homes, and here's the bottom line. They won't give you one unless it'll help you out. If you're ever thinking about getting rid of a house payment or having a line of credit or using your equity while you're alive, Empower Reverse will answer your questions at 720-500-7719, 720-500-7719. You know, Integra Insurance is definitely one sponsor I can say is for everyone. Now, why do I say that? I say that because Integra, what they do is they look at all the insurance on the market and then take you into consideration, and they find the best health insurance, and it doesn't cost you a dime. You save no money going direct. I say use Integra Insurance. I use them. They are incredible for me. They can help you with Medicare, supplements, Medicare Advantage. They can help you with regular insurance, on or off the exchange, tax credits or not. Whatever you need, they'll get for you. 303-466-5500. Health insurance made simple and smart. 466-5500. Okay. You know what? The Art of Granite is standing by right now to give you a price on the phone for your countertop in time for the holidays. Maybe not Thanksgiving, but the rest of them, what you need to do is call them, okay? And get a price on the phone at least, because they will be honest enough to give you a price on the phone. The only company that'll do that for countertops, and they do all kinds of countertops, man-made or natural stone, theartofgranite.com. That's theartofgranite.com. Get your price right now, 303-386-5919, 386-5919. You know, they say it's the season to be jolly. It's also a season where people are stupid. They overtax their electrical systems with decorations. There's fires and floods and broken pipes, frozen pipes. There's all kinds of things that happen in the winter. Then people have wood-burning stoves or other things. Whatever it is, if you have a property catastrophe, a fire, flood, ash, asbestos, black mold, whatever it is, you need American Restoration. And you know, insurance pays for catastrophe companies, for restoration companies, but they pay once. If you pick the wrong company, you're screwed. That's why I say go to American Restoration, the right people from the start. American Restoration 24/7. That's Rock, a veteran, and his team. EPA certified, knowledge, know-how, educated, and they deal with insurance. 8337 AM REST. 8337 AM REST.
This stuff from memory, so I don't even know if any of this is gonna.
Hey, Kelly, put up Clayton's put up his case number he was going to give.
Well, I can give you what he gave me, but again, he doesn't write anything down.
What is it?
District Court, Laramie County, 41-809.
Okay, I already searched that.
Shit, I don't know what happened with Hillary. Hey, listen. Does Deputy Doc have a follow-up on Hillary? Why is Hillary coming back on?
She wants to follow up with you regarding her appointment with Social Security.
Okay, got it. Thank you.
Sure.
She actually did something? Wow. She's always way too busy.
I'm done with Clayton.
Okay.
He sounded too much like my brother.
He's gone. By the way, he recited everything from memory. He doesn't write anything down.
Is that including his case number?
Yep.
What? That son of a bitch.
I'd love to have a memory like that.
That's his autism.
Yeah, true.
Kelly, what was his last name again?
It's Clayton Lewis Owens. Lewes is how Lewis is spelled. Good afternoon. Thanks for calling the Tom Martino Show.
The poor guy, he's mentally ill.
Sure, what's your name?
But they haven't told him he is, so there's no way he can be.
H-A-M?
It's the old chicken and the egg.
H-A-L, sorry. How? Okay, and what did you want to talk to him about? A problem with a Durango? With a neighbor? Okay, got it. All right, hang on for me. People have got to get better phones.
From my perspective, Kelly's got to get better ears.
My hearing is pitch perfect, so.
15 seconds, guys.
Desktop. And when you ask Alexa to play 630 KHOW on iHeartRadio, Denver's talk station is available everywhere. Just download our free iHeartRadio app. 630 KHOW, an iHeartRadio station.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. 303-713-TALK. 303-713-8255. Now, Richard, I'm sorry, Desiree, you have engine issues on a 2012 Jeep. What's going on?
Well, I took the Jeep to Auto Nation Arapahoe Jeep around June.
Yeah.
And had work done on it to the tune of $3,000.
But what kind of work did you have done?
I had motor mounts replaced, oil change, brakes, rotors.
Okay. And what's the problem, Desiree? What's the problem right now? I mean, are you saying they did a bad job?
Well, it started running kind of rough probably about maybe 4 months ago. I took it in for an oil change. They could not get the plug out of the place where they changed the oil.
Right, that's right. The oil plug, sometimes they get cross-threaded, and it's no fault of the dealer, sometimes not. So what happened?
So they also said that their things are cracked, like pans and other things, and it's got a transmission and oil leak going through there. So, yeah.
Do you think they're lying to you? Let's get right to it. Do you think they're lying to you?
I do.
Why?
I do. Well, because when I brought it up to them, the way that they went about it, they said that none of the work that they did had anything to do with what.
Desiree, is it drivable right now?
It drives, but it's not a good drive.
All right, you hold on, because I do have some recommendations where we can find out if you have a case or not for sure. Hold on.
Imagine.
I had to run up there. I haven't got here.
Oh, yeah. It's relaxed. It's comfortable down here. I could take a nap down here, man.
I'm so sorry. I just, these calls went crazy all of a sudden.
All right.
You got a comfortable spot here, buddy. I'm telling you. This is a really good setup.
I like it.
Praise God, man. This worked out really good. It's all good timing, too, just like the other one, and then making everything work with this one. Just good timing.
Well, it was all started by the pandemic.
Oh, gosh, yeah.
That's when I decided to do this. I mean, I did it after the pandemic, but it was because of the pandemic. And I got all this equipment. I thought, you know what?
This is A1, perfect. Plus, you introduced me to Yanni's. I've been hooked ever since. I love Greek food. Love it.
Oh, you went over to Yanni's?
I do. Not all the time, but like they're so sweet people. I went in there one time. It was crazy though. I went in there just to grab, because sometimes I'm between appointments, and I went in there to grab some lunch.
ABC News, I'm Phil Lippoff. San Francisco as Asia-Pacific leaders gather for the APEC summit. Demonstrators with various groups speaking out about trade, the Israel-Hamas war, and other causes blocking intersections and leading to a few clashes with police. An off-site meeting also taking place between President Biden and China's leader. Dominic Chu is a senior analyst at the Eurasia Group.
Both countries will step up on restoring military dialogue, restoring people-to-people contacts, student exchanges, tourism, flights. There might also be corporate deals emerging, but these agreements are small in scale and will not fundamentally alter the climate in relations.
The White House says President Biden will sign the House-approved short-term fix to avert a government shutdown. Now the Senate has to act before Friday's deadline. Americans cut back on spending in October compared to the month before. It's the first decline for retail sales in 6 months and partly driven by falling prices for gas and cars. This is ABC News. A warning from the FBI of threats to security here in the U.S.
FBI Director Christopher Wray is warning of homegrown violent extremism in the Israel-Hamas war. Wray said since October 7th, Hezbollah has threatened to attack U.S. interests in the Middle East. That Al-Qaeda issued its most specific calls to attack the U.S.
Given those calls for action, are most media individuals and small groups to draw twisted inspiration from the events in the Middle East carry out attacks to their home.
Evelyn, ABC News.
After mortgage rates hit a 23-year high in October, there's now a drop. Here's ABC News Chief Economics Correspondent Rebecca Jarvis.
A few weeks ago, mortgage rates were above 8%. Today, they're 7.4%. You have that latest report.
Wow, about $120 off a month, if that.
Reduces the need for the Fed to hike rates more, which in turn makes mortgage rates cheaper.
Bill Libaugh, ABC News.
Okay, so Sarah, I'm dropping you off at Emily's. Yep. And Josh, you're going to
Soccer, Dad. Soccer practice.
Right. Oh, by the way, I just wanted to let you know when I pick you both up, I'll be wearing my shorts.
What? No!
Yep, and my dorky dad hat, and I'm gonna do my dad dance for all you friends. They'll love it.
Seriously? Why?
Because I like my shorts. Of course, I could be talked out of it if you guys would just buckle up your seatbelts without giving me a hard time.
It's important to get your kids to buckle up for safety, no matter what it takes. And sometimes, all it takes is your parental powers of persuasion.
Okay, we're buckling up. See, I'll buckle up.
Good choice. I'll just have to do my dad dance at dinner time.
No!
Do what you have to make sure your kids are wearing their seatbelts, even on short drives. Never give up until they buckle up. A message from the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council. Visit safercar.gov/kidsbuckleup for more information.
KHOW News Time, 103. Boulder King Super's suspect accused of killing 10 people is pleading not guilty by reason of insanity. Boulder County DA Michael Doherty said after Tuesday's preliminary hearing, prosecutors must now also prove the man was sane at the time of the shooting in March of 2020.
Judge ordered that he be evaluated at the state hospital. The sound evaluation. That evaluation was forced to January 8th. Then we'll have a status hearing later that same week. I believe it looks like January 12th.
Doherty said it's a positive step in the prosecution of the shooter after years of delays. The Boulder County judge ruled the case can move forward with trial, which is tentatively set for mid-August of next year. Colorado health officials urging people to get vaccinated for respiratory illnesses. The end of the year is peak season for respiratory viruses. Vaccines for COVID, the flu, and RSV are currently available. And health officials say getting your vaccines ahead of the busy holiday travel season is a good idea. That's the latest on Chat Hour.
Now, Impact Traffic. This report is sponsored by Lowe's.
Just west of Golden, drivers on Highway 6, both east and westbound roads, we're going to see some slowdown. Taming. As roadwork operations continue, it looks like crews are alternating line directions for rock removal. Some after delays moving now into town. I-25 northbound into downtown some pretty heavy delays. Broadway and Colfax looks like there may be some roadwork going on around 5th Avenue. Top 31, pinpoint weather, the last one in the first a couple days. Partly cloudy skies, high 68 degrees, and then a low of 39 tomorrow, high 64, Friday, high 61. Your temperature number is 64 degrees. Enjoy Impact Traffic and weather. Much more on 6:30 KHOW.
Shop Lowe's Black Friday every day. Get lowest prices of the year on select major appliances and save an extra $100 on every $800 you spend. Valid through 11/15. Savings vary based on purchase amount. exclusions apply. See Lowe's.com for details.
I'm consumer advocate Tom Martino, and I know you don't want to be just a number either. So call John Fuller, and you'll notice the difference right away. John handles each and every case personally. You get his personal cell phone number. Let my accident lawyer be your accident lawyer at myaccidentlawyer.co. Myaccidentlawyer.co. Get a free evaluation of your case, and if you choose Fuller Law, you only pay a small fee when you leave. John believes each and every client is important, not just the giant cases. He knows you need answers, you need advice, you need action. Don't wait alone. MyAccidentLawyer.co, where you're not just a number. 303-597-4500. 597-4500. MyAccidentLawyer.co.
Address hair loss with the same simple one-day treatment I received at danhair.com.
Because inflation still sucks. You could win $1,000. Thank you so much. Inflation Salvation. 9 chances a day to win $1,000 weekdays 9 a.m. through 5 p.m. on Denver.
Good afternoon. Thanks for calling the Tom Martino Show.
By Wind River Spas. When you build and price a Wind River Spa, our team gets to work. Designers draft plans, engineers run tests, and our back end puts in house.
Which one? The one that puts in the ads?
15 seconds, guys.
$1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website. Cash. That's cash. Enter it now at khow.com. Inflation Salvation on 630 KHOW.
Ripped off, bad news. You need advice so you don't have to lose. We'll come running just as fast as we can. Troubleshooter's gonna help the common man.
This is the Troubleshooter Show. Now, Tom Martino.
Hi, Tom Martino here. Welcome to the show. 303-713-TALK. 303-713-8255. Frank Duran's with us. And Frank, I have a real quick question on inspection objections. When you are selling a house and somebody says this needs to be fixed or that needs to be fixed, I have my thoughts. I want to have yours. I don't like saying to the seller, if I'm the buyer, I don't like saying to the seller, fix this or fix that or fix this, give them a list. I'd rather negotiate a price and have my own people do it. What about you? How do you usually handle those things?
Yeah, good point, Tom. In fact, I'll tell you, a lot of them, when they get negotiated, they get settled down to maybe an allowance at closing. It's usually,
that's what I want.
Yeah,
because otherwise, if they have it done, I feel they're going to just have it done as cheaply as possible.
Oh, absolutely. And let's say it just absolutely had to be a situation where it had to be physically done. Then if I'm representing the buyer, I want the buyer to have input in writing that they get to help choose or get to choose the company or something of that nature where they have some input, where it's not just the seller choosing their brother-in-law or somebody that...
or getting it done quickly, right.
Yeah.
Frank Duran, therealestateman.com. If you have any real estate questions, give him a call. Desiree was talking to us about our 2012 Grand Jeep Cherokee or Grand. So here's the deal, okay? Your Jeep Grand Cherokee, here's the deal. You say you believe they caused a lot of the problems or are not being straight with you. What I need to do is there's no way to get to the bottom of this, Desiree, based on your opinion, unless we get an expert to look at it. I mean, truly.
Well, Mike, can I just say this?
Yeah.
This is why I believe that is because when I picked the vehicle up after the repairs, the very next day it was flatbedded right back to Arapahoe Jeep.
How many miles on
this?
this?
Up again.
How many miles on it?
Like 118,000 approximately.
Okay. And
pick the vehicle up again like a couple of days later, and the next day it was flatbedded right back.
Okay, but let me ask you something, Desiree. The very first time you took it in, you only took it in for an oil change. Is that correct?
No, I actually took it in because and had them inspected to tell me what was wrong with it because it was shaped.
Okay, you took it in for an oil change and inspection because of some. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
it wasn't just a 23-point inspection.
Okay,
it was
got it.
supposed
Because
to be
you thought
a
there was a
full.
problem.
Yes.
Okay. For a 23-point inspection, and you believe that they lied to you about what you needed.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't just a 23. They have like a 23-point inspection, and then they have like what they consider a like full, all-on inspection, which is what I was supposed to pay the $350 for, but they waived it because I was having a full inspection and whatever I needed to have done, they were supposed to take.
I get it.
Deduct that
I get
from.
it. You wanted to get preventive maintenance done, so you took it in and said, "Go through this car and tell me what I need."
Exactly.
Okay.
Fine-tooth comb.
Okay. So they went through it, and you pay, and then you spent $3,000, right?
Yes.
Okay. And that was all on their recommendations, right?
Yes.
Okay. And do you have a work order showing what they did for the $3,000?
I do.
Okay. Here's what I'd like to do.
I have all the paperwork.
Here's what I'd like to do. I'd like to have one of our experts verify that it was done and that what the problem is. Because if you're still having problems, my question is why? I mean, do they keep finding new stuff?
So this is what they said to me. They said, "Oh, what we did didn't cause any of the problems that you're having." Well, mind you, I can't even get an oil change on it because the plug is stripped in there so bad that it can't come out.
But in their inspection, when you took it in for that inspection and had $3,000 in repairs, did they do an oil change then?
Yes, sir, they did.
Okay, so they're the ones that put it in wrong. So how long ago was that? How long ago was that repair? Those $3,000 in repairs done?
The $3,000 in repairs was done approximately 4.5 months ago, somewhere in there. But
And
the
then,
oil that goes
okay,
in,
so
this
you
is a
didn't have
full
constant trouble.
synthetic.
You didn't have constant trouble since then, right?
Yeah, it was just I couldn't figure out why the vehicle was just going downhill. I actually had communications with them a few times in between. But then I didn't trust to take the vehicle back based on everything that was going on, so I decided to take it somewhere else. And I said, just do
Where,
do an
okay,
oil
and
change
is the
on
new
it.
place saying that the old place caused a lot of problems?
Yes.
And what do they recommend?
The mechanic there, he said that if it were him, these are his exact words, if it were him, he would take them to court.
Okay,
For
but
what
that's
they did
really
to this
easy.
vehicle.
Now, the new shop, who's the new shop?
Well, it was just a little like grease monkey, but the guy there apparently is a certified mechanic.
Did
that
you
works
have
on
that
engines. That's
guy?
why,
Did you have that second shop do any repairs?
no, they didn't touch it.
Good.
He
Good.
actually said he wouldn't touch it. He said he wouldn't touch it based on what he was saying.
Okay, that's what we need to do. We need to get our expert to look at it. Here's what I want him to do. I want him to take your $3,000 invoice and see if you got what you paid for and see if it caused your other problems. If it did, we'll have a good case. If it didn't, you'll know the truth, and our people won't lie to you. Where, by the way, was it taken for that major inspection? You said it was Arapahoe?
Arapahoe Jeep off of
I get
Arapahoe Road, Centennial.
Yep,
Yeah.
I know where it is. Arapahoe, it was Arapahoe Road, Arapahoe Jeep, right. Got it.
Yep, Auto Nation, Arapahoe Jeep.
Yep, Arapahoe Auto Nation, right. Okay, so hold on. What part of town are you usually in general?
Well, I work for the post office. I'm at work right now, so I'm out in the parking lot. But I live in Denver. I live in the City Park neighborhood.
Is Colfax and Wadsworth isn't too far from you, is it?
Well, it's kind of a ways, but I'm willing to do what I need to do because I don't think what they did is right.
Okay, I want to ask Kevin. Okay, I'm going to ask Kevin Calkin. Kachina, would you ask him to inspect this for her and see if she got what was on the invoice. And then I want him to be our expert. We're going to arrange this for you. Hang on, okay? 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Yes, we do have a lot to talk about, so stay tuned on the Troubleshooter Show. Don't faint.
Who the hell are you?
Frank Duran, the real estate man with RE/MAX Alliance. He is a certain.
I was expecting you to take another 2 or 3 calls.
Shut up!
To aggressively market your home.
Hey, you're going to be in the lawsuit. I mean, I'm suing everybody.
Aggressively implement.
I'll write that down for you.
Innovative, and proactive marketing plan. You will
You
find
have a
anywhere.
summons. You have a
For all
summons. You
things
too.
real estate, do not hesitate.
All right, 10 seconds, buddy.
You all have a summons.
303-920-1622 or get tips online at frankduran, therealestateman.com.
You know, we're talking today with Frank Duran on real estate, and when that comes up, you always need, well, not always, but I believe you should always have an attorney to review documents. O'Brien Legal Services is one of those firms that I know Frank has referred people to him, and we've had people who use them in our staff, and you should for documents. Or if you have a dispute, anything to do with real estate, we love a firm that specializes or emphasizes real estate, and that's O'Brien Legal Services. That's OLSlaw.com. 720-370-7388. And when you're looking for solar, Red Rock Solar rocks. That's what I like saying because I love the way she does business, the owner. You know what? It's a cut above. What they do is give you an honest-to-God estimate, no exaggerations, and then they will stand behind their guaranteed activation date, which means, listen to this, if they can't get it done when they say it'll be done, you know what happens? You end up getting it done where they pay for your power until the final. That's how good they are. And that's redrocksrf.com, Red Rock Solar, redrocksrf.rs.com, 303-704-2449. Tomorrow night is the night we'll be at the place that's Sheridan DTC to answer your questions about retirement. We have our certified financial advisor there, Joe Chiano, and his son, and they're going to answer questions about fixed indexed annuities, and they have 57 that all guarantee. They guarantee income for life with long-term care and a cost of living increase, and they also have guarantees never to lose a dime of gain or of principal. I want you to call and reserve a seat, and that's 303-779-6600, 779-6600. Now, if you're looking for home improvements, I got 2 places I love. Simply Floors Inc. for your floor coverings, simplyfloorsinc.com, and theartofgranite.com. They both give prices up front. In fact, the Art of Granite will give you a price on the phone right now if you call. So if you want a countertop, natural stone or man-made, it doesn't matter. They do it all. They have they have 1 location in Golden, but here's the bottom line. You can get your materials anywhere on their wholesale account. Wholesale for all materials, tear out and haul away is free. The bathroom vanity's free when you do the kitchen, or you can get a free kitchen sink, and you can call for a price right now. 303-386-5919. 386-5919, theartofgranite.com. Simply Floors will give you a price too. They'll come out and estimate and do all of that for free. And they have all floor coverings from carpets to any kind of wood, engineered wood or solid woods, and luxury vinyl planking. They do it all with the expertise, knowledge, and know-how to do it right. They have, Buddy and Karen Mitchell are floor covering experts. They use proximity mills for your vast array of quality products. No job too big or too small. They love small jobs. 303-731-5380, 731-5380, Simply Floors Inc. That's INC, simplyfloorsinc.com.
Hey, it's Ross. My family.
Basics like the cleaning or fillings or even a root canal, get in touch with Aspen
Good afternoon. Thanks for calling the Tom Martino Show. Okay. Okay, what's your name? Oh, you're breaking up on me a little bit. Hello? Okay, can you spell that for me? I just need your first name. So your first name is Hoang? Wong, and that's how you pronounce it? Perfect. And what seems to be the issue that you're having?
DeSantis is doing a bad job running for president. Everyone thought he'd be great.
Okay, so you're having a problem with hacking. So you
Press
have
him
a
on us too
problem with
much, saying
hacking.
stuff like, well,
Okay.
he's
I
everything you
gotcha.
want to see in Trump, but
All
he's
right,
not as
hang on for me.
controversial. And I just feel like they're trying to press him, and I'm just not seeing it. You know, I'm just not seeing it. And I don't know what's going to happen with Trump in that lawsuit. I don't know.
I mean, he's got some problems. They're after him. They're truly after him.
I think he draws it on himself.
No, of course he does.
He's a sharp guy, but my gosh, I mean,
he brings
15
on
seconds, guys.
Trajan Wealth, your trusted local fiduciary advisors. TrajanWealth.com. Denver's talk station. Online at khout.com.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Well, you've heard the news, right, that Target has told police they're not allowed in their store to arrest people for shoplifting. And all over the country, shoplifters are reacting. So Target, I believe, deserves everything it gets. I don't even understand their philosophy. They don't want what's called bad social credit. So they've decided that if you shoplift, not only are the employees not allowed to do anything, they will not let police in to arrest people. I don't get it. Okay, Richard, welcome to the show. You're looking for some comment on AWR protection, and I would love to give it to you if you tell me what AWR protection is.
Good afternoon, Tom.
Hi, Richard.
We got a letter, and I don't think this is the first time we've ever got this, but it's American Water Resources of Colorado.
Yeah, forget it. It's for waterline protection. Is it for waterline protection?
Right.
Yeah. How much a month is it?
$41 a year, or let's see, $349 a month. $349 a month, or $42 a year.
Okay, now, here's another thing I'm going to know. Is it for water and sewer?
No, it says just water main.
Okay, let me ask you something. I've been doing this show in Denver for 45 years or so maybe a little less, and I've been doing it elsewhere, so 50 years, let's say. Not once in my life, in my show, have we ever had a call about a water line failure. Not once. Now, does that mean it won't happen? You know, these people give a price that is so small you might say, let's do it for the hell of it. And that's exactly what it is, a license to print money. And then you're going to find there are so many outs in that protection. Are you asking me if it's worth it? I say no. Does that mean there won't be a case somewhere, sometime, where it might help? It may. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I just wouldn't do it, period.
Right.
That's it. I just wouldn't do it.
You know who I am, Tom. I'm the one that had the the water line from the city of Aurora break out, and they flooded our basement, and they paid for it.
Yeah, but this protection wouldn't have covered that.
No, not at all. And now we have supplemental flood insurance also. So now we have.
Yeah, you don't
now
need
we're
this.
covered for if that ever happens again.
You don't need this. And here's the deal, bro. Why do you think they got your name from somewhere because of this?
Yeah.
You know, but it's so
Exactly. Hey,
cheap.
Tom, I'm
It's
getting
so
so
cheap.
many-
People think, you know, they think, what the hell?
Me and the wife get so many spam calls anymore a day. We probably get 10 each a day on our cell phones.
I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't do it.
No. Okay.
You're
Right on.
asking me,
Thanks, Tom.
and I'm telling you, I wouldn't do it. 303-713-8255. Thanks for calling, Richard. I appreciate that always. And listen, I know Hillary. I got to take Hillary. You have a follow-up. Now, Hillary, this is such a sorry case. You have 2 kids. One of the kids' biological father was murdered. He's facing depression. You've had a lot of challenges with bills and all of that. And I said, listen, you got to look for a lot of public assistance that's available to you. One of them is Social Security survivor benefits from the father to the son. So I asked you to make an appointment and to do some other stuff where we could find out what's available to you. What have you found out?
So I did call and get the appointment. Their soonest available is January 8th. It will be a phone appointment. I called to any resources in my area, and they are either out of funding for the month or went straight to voicemail, and the voicemail was full. So I've been calling about every hour for those places, but I did send over the copy of, in case you wanted some type of paperwork, receipts, or proof of anything, I sent over my demand for rent that they put on my door.
Do they say if you pay the rent, they'll let you stay there, or are they going to call it due? Do you know?
If I pay it, I get to stay, and by that time I should be caught up at work. So, like, going forward, I'll be okay. It's just this 1 month, especially with the time I've taken off to comfort my child about his father. And for anyone that seemed a little skeptical, I'd be willing to, as we were talking about before, I'd be willing to come down to your station, take whatever drug test, hair follicle test, anything you need, so you know that the money is going towards what it actually needs to go towards. I sent some pictures of my boys, too, in the email with everything else. So,
okay, so basically, how much? I'm trying to find your email here, and I'll find it. But how much are you saying you're behind right now?
So the rent here is $1,200 a month, but with utilities, it's including electric and water, trash, all that is like another $300 something, because they go by the number of occupants in the apartment. So, and then with the late fee I just had, everything all together was like 17 something. I'd have to look, but it was
if you get help on this, what are you going to do about future expenses?
So I'm going to be okay, because I've been taking up a lot of extra shifts at work. I got a little behind from taking off the time with my child.
What do you do for child care when you're working?
My mom usually helps me out.
Okay, so we need to, did we do the background check? Is Suze around, Mark? Do you know if Suze is around?
Yeah, that was the one when you had asked me to come take a drug test, and that I absolutely will come down there. You can take one look at me and see I'm not a drug addict.
Okay,
I'll
Mark,
take a hair follicle test.
did she finish her? Do you know if she finished that or not? Did we?
Yeah, I had the DV from the nonviolent.
Right, I get
argument.
it. No, I remember that. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You understand, I just need to tell you something about the show. Normally, we don't necessarily have money to give out. What we do is, we do have some. We do have some, and then we collect some and pay it out. In other words, we take money from usually our sponsors and our listeners, and then we add to it, and we pay out and help people in dire need that have not fallen off the cliff. Here's what I mean by falling off the cliff. People who are still working, still housed, still have a hope of recovering, because there's no sense just throwing money away. Obviously, if somebody needs food in an emergency, we're going to do that. We're going to help them and stuff, but we're not going to fund a life of where it's just an empty hole, where it's not going to do any good.
Right.
You're not one of those. You sound like you have a job, you have a plan, you're a hell of a go-getter, and what we need to do now is see what we have, how much we have, how much we can help you with, and especially as the holidays are approaching. And I have a lot of good people, even some of my...
Let's check in with her landlord and let's check in with her boss.
Right. That's what we're going to do. And we're going to verify those two things. Mark, can Suze do that, since she's usually the one that does the checking for people, and she really helps us out a lot. And then
we just need the info from the caller.
So we need your landlord.
And then let's not forget too, man, Christmas is coming up. There's a lot of kids out there that we generally give to. I have no idea what's in the account is what I'm saying.
Yeah, and I have her email here.
$2,000's a massive amount. We've never given $2,000 to anybody.
May I ask something
I
here?
would honestly just ask for, like, if I could just have, like, $1,300.
Hillary, may I ask this? Who is this law firm trying to collect money from you?
Oh, are you in the email?
Yes.
That was my custody attorney that I spent $20,000 on to save my son from his dad, and that's my remaining balance.
Oh my God! And then what's this for?
Yeah.
Okay, then the demand for rent. I see. You know, you're very thorough. I see your little boys; they're very cute. Listen, Hillary, I think you're the real deal. Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna ask our people who wants. You've heard this story with Hillary. If you want to help her out, we're willing to, be the conduit, and we're checking out every detail of her story to make sure, and we'd like to help her if this all checks out. So we have to check and see how much we have in our charity account. Again, I also have some YouTube morons. They help a lot. And you know who I'm talking about. Around Christmas time, they help families out a lot, so maybe they can help as well. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to put you on hold, get your some additional information on your employment, and then your landlord. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. More coming right up.
This is Denver's Talk Station with Tom Martino now. Dan Kaplis today at 4, 630 KHOW, Denver. Now, Impact Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Blindster.com. Just west of Golden, drivers on Highway 6, both east and westbound roads are going to see some slowdowns through Clear Creek Canyon. As roadwork operations continue, to look like crews are alternating line directions for rock removal, so watch out for delays through the mountain into town. I-25 northbound into downtown, some pretty heavy delays between Broadway and Colfax. Looks like there may be some road work going on around 6th Avenue. Fox 31, pinpoint weather. It's the last warm day for at least a couple days. Partly cloudy skies, high 68 degrees. Overnight low of 39. Tomorrow, high 64. Friday, high 61. The current temperature in Denver is 64 degrees. With your Impact Traffic and Weather, Mark Swan, 630 KHOW.
Hi, I'm Kyle at Blindster.com.
Tom, you're coming next. 10 seconds.
Shutters, cellular shades, and more? Shop Blindster today and save up to 50% over comparable blinds from brick and mortar stores. Get custom blinds at low prices and free shipping at Blindster.com.
All right, so I'm sorry. I just got sidetracked trying to help this person. Anyway, speaking of all kinds of savings, by the way, Euro Plumbing Colorado cannot be beat. I'm gonna put that out there. I want you to call me and tell me if I'm wrong after you call them on any plumbing issue. If you have a garbage disposal you need, a sump pump, if you have anything to do with plumbing, like a water heater, I want you to call me and let me know, because they say they have the lowest prices. EuroPlumbingColorado.net. And so far, we've not had one complaint. Water heater starting at $12.99. That's it, fully installed. Now, they also say they can save you 90% on other things over what other plumbing contractors charge. 303-668-6844, 668-6844. Tomorrow night is our informational meeting. Sign up now. It's on retirement. Will your money last? How do you make it last? Is there hope? If you're earlier in life, what do you do about it? And we're going to answer questions, and it's not going to be a sales job. And I'll be there. Mark will be there. Joe Cano will be there. So why don't you Call and reserve a seat at 303-779-6600. 303-779-6600.
Now let me ask you this: did you assemble those, or do you have somebody assemble those? 'Cause
Which ones?
Those the machines, the workout machines.
Oh, I had them put that up. I didn't do it.
I mean, you're a smart guy. I know you could do it, but I'm just saying to me.
But that was too heavy. And when I bought it, that was part of it, assembly.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Delivery setup, delivery and assembly was part of it.
Out of my 4 brothers, I'm the only one that's not mechanically inclined. I am the least mechanically inclined.
How's your brother?
Good afternoon. Thanks for calling the Tom Martino Show. Uh, 303-779. Yep, correct. Okay, no problem.
15
Thanks.
seconds here, guys.
Kapla Show. Afternoons 4 to 6.
Hey, it's Dan. Join me today at 4. We'll dive into the latest craziness from D.C. and from the loony left right here in Colorado, and we'll have a lot of fun doing it. Join me at 4.
Duran, therealestateman.com, 303-920-1622. Frank, the market right now, is it a buyer's market or a seller's market?
Well, Tom, here's the crazy thing, okay? We're that seasonal time of year. We're at 2.5 months of inventory. This is technically still a seller's market. Buyers have more choices. Now, to put it in perspective, a true traditional balanced market is between 3 to 6 months of inventory. So at 2.5, we still have an inventory shortage, but here's the deal.
An inventory shortage would make it a seller's market.
Yeah, it's still a seller's market, but on the same token, we're finding a lot of sellers are getting more flexible towards paying towards buyers' closing costs because a stat came out last month.
Because finding a good buyer
is
rare.
It's because homes are sitting on the market longer.
And interest rates are so high.
And they're higher, and they're not that bad. They're down to about 7.25 right now.
Yeah.
But we're finding sellers are getting flexible towards paying towards those costs. So a stat came out last month that nearly 58% of closed transactions included a seller concession of just a little under $9,400. So sellers are getting more flexible in terms of paying towards those costs now, which is good for buyers, but it's balancing out the market too.
Okay. And what was the controversy? We heard about a court case that said it could change the nature of commissions. First of all, I don't understand the court case completely. What was it?
Well, that was the battle with NAR, and that happened in St. Louis.
And what was the battle about?
Well, it started with an agent and his seller, where apparently what happened is the seller, to sell the home, needed to reduce his price by about $10,000. So he went to the agent and said, can we reduce the buyer co-op you're offering in the MLS to a lower amount to help me compensate for the amount I had to drop my price? And apparently or allegedly, that agent told him, no, we can't do that because it's already an offered price in the MLS. We're not allowed to negotiate on that price.
And that's not true.
The seller apparently felt like he got cheated, ripped off, so this became a class action lawsuit. So I think,
what was the thing about commissions then?
Well, that it was basically colluding and price fixing with the commissions.
Are they saying that commissions need to be negotiable?
Well, they always have been, Tom, actually. But I think a lot of this is they're saying that they were accusing some real estate people of price fixing the commissions, apparently.
Okay, all right. But it hasn't affected anything yet.
No, in fact, they might be battling this in the courts for a while, Tom. I don't know if this will get solved that quickly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anyway, Hal, what's going on with you, Hal? Hi, Hal.
Hal fell off.
He fell off? Uh-oh, I hope he didn't get hurt. Let's talk next to Wong. Wong, what's going on with you?
Hello, Tom. Thank you for taking my call.
What's going on, Wong?
I have a Facebook account, I have a Facebook account, and it was hacked a couple of days ago, and then now the hacker took over my account. I cannot get it back. And I tried to contact Facebook, but look like they just give you some steps to do, but nothing works.
You know what? You're not the only one. You're not the only one. It's happening. It's happening all over the place. And Facebook is no help. None. We've had people that had to start new accounts. It's a pretty good idea, by the way, to download your Facebook account regularly so you have a backup where you can upload the data if you need to. So you have, and Facebook is terrible for reaching people. Did you try reaching people and you were not allowed to, right?
Right. They don't have anything.
No, they have nothing. There's I don't know. Listen, this is one area where we are like helpless because there's no way, Wong, we don't have a person to contact at Facebook. No one does. It's a terrible system. Social media people, they don't want to talk to you. They have too many clients. And let me ask you something. Yeah. What are they doing to your Facebook account? Or what are they doing? Are they doing anything like to hurt you or what?
Yeah, they pretend me and they ask my friends to send money and because they read on my message, so they know that I give my relative in Vietnam some money, right? So now they tell them to pay me back. So actually pay to them.
Wait a minute. You mean to tell me that now you have people saying I pay that actually paid money?
No, we didn't fall to that, but that they try to do. They tell my relatives, say, "Oh, you need to return my money because I need the money back." And so, but actually, I didn't because the
Okay,
hacker
so
does.
Wong, can you start? You need to start a new Facebook account and tell everyone what is going on. And did you report it to Facebook, by the way?
Yeah, I tried, but I don't know how to report. They have the customer support, fbsupport.com.
No, they're
So
the
I
worst,
emailed
man.
them,
What a
and I
terrible
don't know
company.
if they-
What a terrible company. Really, honest to God, it's so terrible for help. You can't get help. Let's just see. I'm trying to see. Facebook attracts hackers who steal information and gain access to pages every single day. Thousands of accounts are getting hacked, and there's nothing Facebook, I'm reading this, is doing about it. Okay? That's what they're saying. According to sources, there's malware that's being sent through messaging, and that malware is letting them get into your site. Wong, I wish I had better answers. I mean, maybe someone listening will help us, and maybe they know someone who knows what to do about it, but I can't tell you any. I can't give you something because we don't know how to get back into Facebook, how to contact someone there. We don't have any back-end numbers. I wish we did. That is one area, and it's not just Facebook. It's also Twitter and Instagram and all of those. When it comes to social media, it's kind of like the Wild West. If you get hacked, you're screwed. So I don't know what to tell you. I will tell you this. If you keep listening, or if you leave your number with Kachina, if anyone listening to either the live show or the podcast, if they know how to deal with Facebook, please contact us. help@troubleshooter.com. That's our email, help@troubleshooter.com. And then let's see if we can get help for Wong. So Wong, leave your information and we'll see if we get any help. I'm Tom Martino with more coming up.
Now, Impact Traffic.
This report is sponsored by JSX Air.
Some slowdowns into and out of the downtown area before we hit that 2 o'clock hour, I-25 northbound. We've got some road work approaching Spear Boulevard with slow traffic back from about Alameda. On the other side of the road, I-25 southbound drivers, watch out for a work truck in the right lane on the off-ramp to 6th Avenue. Slow traffic back from Colfax. Up on the northeast end of town through Commerce City, some usual stop-and-go traffic between I-70 and Vasquez. Fox 31, pinpoint weather, partly cloudy skies, high 68 this afternoon. We're going to see a trend of declining temperatures the next few days, high 64 tomorrow and high 61 on Friday. The current temperature in Denver is 65 degrees. With your Impact Traffic and weather, Mark Swan, 630 KHOW.
Fly with JSX Air from a crowd-free private terminal and experience the thrill of membership.
All right, you're next, Tom.
Membership fees.
All right.
Hop on a spacious 30-seat jet and enjoy free high-speed Starlink Wi-Fi, in-flight cocktails, and so much more. Depart from the ordinary now at jsx.com.
American Restoration 24/7 to help you when you are in trouble with your property. That means a fire or a flood or a broken pipe, frozen pipes. Maybe you found asbestos or mold. Just remember the company. I hope you never need them, but don't shop when you're under pressure. So here's the information now. American Restoration 24/7. Take the name and put it away, because I'll tell you why. You don't make good decisions when you're under pressure. You think, oh, who should I call? Who should I call? These guys have the EPA certifications, the knowledge, the know-how, the education, and can deal with insurance. Your insurance will pay for most of these kinds of property catastrophes, but they only pay once. If you find the wrong company, and there are many of them out there, you're going to be screwed. So get this company, 8337-AM-REST, 8337-AM-REST. That's 8337-AM-REST, American Restoration 24/7. Now, right now is what's called open enrollment. What does that mean? It means that it's the only time during the year you can buy health insurance, unless, of course, there's a life-changing circumstance, but don't depend on that, okay? The bottom line is this: if you don't have health insurance now, you have a problem. And I recommend that everyone looking for health insurance, everyone use Integra Insurance. Why would I say that? Because they are the experts on and off the exchange that makes health insurance simple and smart. They will pick the best plan for you, whether it's Medicare or supplements or Advantage or Medicaid. If you need it, they can help you there. Or if you need a supplement with, or you need an insurance policy that has credits, or you're not eligible for credits, call them. They can ferret through all of it. 303-466-5500, 466-5500. Retirement Planning Center of the Rockies is a sponsor of this show, but did you know I'm also a client? And that's the truth. They help me with retirement, every aspect of retirement. They started by looking at everything I have and then deciding what I needed. And they look at all of your elements like 401ks, pensions, IRAs, and all that. Then they make recommendations. They educate you, and they constantly babysit your plan to make sure you're on track. You can meet with them, and you'll notice what I mean when I say they're of service, because they'll meet with you as many times as it takes for you to feel comfortable with them. rpcenter.com, the modest fees they have built into most products, far outweighed by the benefits to you. 970-663-3211. 970-663-3211. rpcenter.com.
How about this plum crazy match?
Man, Facebook hacks are all over. All.
I get them all the time, send me things. Realtor.com will go in and somebody just tell you pretend like they're buyer and talk to them on what's happened.
Schedule online. No phone call, no hassle, no wait. PlumlineServices.com. That's PlumlineServices.com. Done by kitchens, bathrooms, replacing windows and doors. Finished basements. Ready for holiday savings? Save 15% on all services for select installers. And ask about a rent financing. 800-362-8370 or drhi.com. Holidays.
Facing a job loss? Considering a pension buyout, a severance package, or what to do with your 401k? Hi, I'm Linda Gardner, host of Your Money, Your Retirement, and I can help. 720-488-8604. That's 720-488-8604.
This is Dan Caplis. Many big problems in Colorado can be traced back to the lack of respect for the inherent dignity and value of human life. That lack of respect for human life is also behind the explosion of reckless driving on our roadways. Our firm makes these reckless drivers and their insurance companies pay fully. We take righteous injury cases on a percentage fee basis. If you need our help, give me a call at 303-770-5551 or hit dancaplisLaw.com.
$15 seconds, guys.
About criminal justice reform, but what does that actually mean? What does it actually look like? How should it actually be implemented? We'll talk about rising crime rates in parts of America and how to stop it with my friend Josh Crawford from the Georgia Institute for Opportunity. 630 KHOW, Denver's talk station.
Hi, Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK. I just want to remind you that Frank Duran, therealestateman.com, 920-1622. He will do free market analysis of your home. And when you do an analysis, do you find people most of the time underestimate or overestimate their value based on what you actually find?
Well, that's a great question.
Yeah, I'm wondering. Most of the time, do they say, "Wow, I didn't realize that"?
It's all over the board because I get some people that had like a refi appraisal, we'll say, and they'll want to base the value on that, which is not always accurate. Some people just plain don't know.
But you've never found anyone, I bet, that has lost money on a house, right? Or not?
That lost money on a
Yeah,
house?
that bought it for more than they can sell it for right now. Have you
Oh,
found
my
it?
God, everybody in 2008.
What, Mark?
Everybody in my old neighborhood in 2008.
Yeah, and I haven't seen that in years, Tom, really.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, not in the last, 10 or 12 years, something like that.
Hal, what's going on with you, Hal? Welcome to the show.
Thank you for taking my call. I want to recommend Frank, the real estate man. He did a great job for me.
Good.
And he's a great guy.
Good.
Now I have another problem.
Yes.
I'm 80 years old. I lived in the same place 50 years. And the same guy moved. He's about maybe 45 to 50 years old. He moved in the same neighborhood where I live, maybe a couple houses away. And he bullied me.
How?
Did you say bully?
How's he bullying you?
Okay. I started with his kids play, in my kind of close to my driveway.
Yeah.
And I backed out. It's really small. I backed out, and I almost hit one of them. And I have, they play with a skateboard. And they did some damage to my car. And I'm not worrying about it, and then he came in he didn't supervise his kids.
Hey, Hal, I got to ask a question here. How long has that neighbor been in the neighborhood, did you say?
About maybe 3 to 3.5 years,
Okay, okay. Here's what I want to know, though. Here's what I want to know.
Yeah.
What is he doing to you now? You told me about his kid, but what is the neighbor doing?
Okay. What he is doing, the second thing, his wife was parked in the wrong way talking to a friend of hers.
Okay, hold on, Hal. I don't want to cut you short, man. Hold on. Kachina, let's get Hal back on. I need to know what they're doing to him, and I want to help him, okay? So let's get him back on. Hal, we're going to get your number and call you back tomorrow and figure out what's going on. I'm Tom Martino. You can call 303-MARTINO 24/7. And don't forget Frank Duran, therealestateman.com.